Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah. How you feeling it? You feel it? Oh, can you feel it? Good morning, everybody. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Lott. Oh, wait, no.
Not so fast.
Not so fast. Is today the day, by the way? Is today the actual day?
Yes.
Very happy birthday to Jason Ross, who is celebrating as he should be by not working. Do you know what he's doing?
I believe it's something that he doesn't want to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. No. Well, I hope he finds a way to
That's why I'm not going hard at him today.
well,
Not because it's his birthday.
yeah. Well, I hope he finds a way to do something fun and exciting this weekend for his birthday.
I believe he'll be in Southern California, so he'll be 116, so he'll be
There you
ecstatic.
go. What is the weather? Is the weather going to suck? Is it supposed to be hot down there?
I don't know.
Oh, you're just saying. I'm trying to see here. 86 today. A little on the warm side. 78 tomorrow with partly cloudies. Okay, that's I guess this time of year pretty good. And then 83 on Sunday. Oh, and then 91, 93, 96. Ooh, I'll be gone for that though. Yuck. 90s all week.
You sound like you're from London.
Yeah, exactly. So just good morning, everybody, and welcome in. And we will have a fun show today, one way or the other. Also, are we doing Friday Fun and Games?
Yes.
Okay, so Friday Fun and Games, crosstalk, celebrity birthdays, all that fun stuff. But I will say this: the morning. Well, when I say the morning couldn't be going worse, obviously it could. There could be a meteor. Like there's 900 ways this morning could be worse. But as mornings generally go, this morning could not be going any worse. So I'm not walking over there before I get my coffee. I completely forgot Jason was going to be gone today until yesterday afternoon. And last night was senior awards. That's, big night, senior awards at the high school. And congratulations to all the kids that got awards. All of them, all 1,984 kids. I mean, this thing was like 3 hours. And the best part is that, so my kid was on a couple of, like the Dean's List Award and with a bunch of other kids, and the thing's wrapping up. So we thought, and Melissa can tell that I get restless at these things, and not that I, don't appreciate the other kids winning awards, but hey, I literally don't care. I'm just there to clap for my kid and then do the regular clap for all the other kids, like every other parent. You appreciate all the other kids, but you're there for your kid. So Avery's awards are all wrapped up. And so Mel says, hey, I won't get mad at you if you sneak out of here. Just start dinner when you get home. She got some stuff to throw in the oven. And I'm like, say less, as the kids say.
Was it that cartoon where she says that and she still thinks that you're there, but it's just a cloud made up of you?
I actually have gotten very good at these, so I have to wait until somebody claps for something, and then I just kind of sneak out so it doesn't make a thing. Also, I have to, because I'm 12 years old, I have to find ways to entertain myself at these things. One of my favorite things to do is, and I do this other places too, but at these in particular, because there's about 200 people there. One of my favorite things to do that just annoys the hell out of my wife is I love to start the clapping. So, they'll introduce, Freeman McGee, congratulations, da-da-da-da-da-da, right? And then I'll be the first one to clap, and then everybody picks up on it, and I give her a little elbow nudge, and I keep a scoreboard throughout the entire thing. So I started there. I mean, to be fair, the batting average wasn't great. There was probably 100 clappings. It was like a State of the Union. I started 8 of them on my own and was very, very proud of it. So I leave. I leave, and as I'm driving, got some tunes on, feeling good. Got out of there. Kid's pretty good. Love her. She's great. This happened.
Her heart is fully in it, no matter the ask. She has served in choir leadership, band council, and even helped write the lyrics for her school's alma mater. Above all, she exudes a deep, authentic gratitude and appreciation for every person and every experience. This student adds so much passion to band and choir. She may have been, in her own words.
Anyways, I'll save you the point. My kid gets this surprise award as about 5 minutes after I left. I was there for 3 hours. My kid gets this surprise award 5 minutes after I leave. Not just a, hey, here's a certificate, thanks so much, handshake, picture. There's like a whole speech on her. Missed it. So that was a fail. Sorry, kid. At least mom got it on tape. From the 209, Dave, you had a chance to ask Whitey and Jay about the Pens yesterday on their show. Actually, that's a really good point. I went on with Whitey and Jay yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, they asked me to. Well, somebody, I think it was Alan, which I'll get on after him about it today. Alan, I guess, told them that I said the Kings were in the worst spot in the NBA.
No, he said the worst spot in the Western Conference.
I said, and this is the truth, I said the question we were talking about is, are the Kings in the worst spot in the Western Conference? So, anyways, that is sparked.
Alan didn't listen correctly?
Right. Anyways, fast forward. I can't sleep last night. It's just one of those nights where I keep waking up. I woke up at like 1:30, 2:30. Alarm goes off at 3:30. I remember being up at 2:30. I got up, I had a little heartburn, took some Tums because we had chicken al pastor last night. That got me. And then I go back to bed. And the next thing that happens, I wake up and I've got like 20 minutes to get out the door. Just completely blew through the alarm by almost 2 hours. So that always starts your day right. But if there was ever a day to have that happen, of course it should be the day that Jason's not here. Thank God Chris is here, of course, but Jason's not here. I write my end of the rundown in the morning. Jason generally writes his the night before. And I got to write both sides of the rundown today for 4 hours. Plus Jason's gone. It's just me bitching, by the way. Plus Jason's gone. Plus there's like, I don't know, one game last night. OKC Denver. Giants didn't play. A's got blown out. There's nothing going on. What was that called? Somebody complaining?
Asking if we're happy with our printers.
What'd you tell them?
This is a listener line.
Saying Dave might pass out due to lack of sleep. No, I got more sleep than I normally do. That's not it.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. And then I forgot a couple things on the way in. They're going to weigh on my mood all day long. This is not starting off well. Today is not starting off well. And by the way, still, as we speak right now, during the breaks, because I slept in, we still got to write up, and what are we doing here? 7:43, 8 o'clock, 8:13. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do, Jason, Chris? I think I'll move those 4 segments. I'll probably just move that back to the 8 o'clock and then do what we talked about at 9. That'll probably work. What did we talk about? We talked about me replaying interviews. Why?
Because Sam is awesome.
Because Sam is awesome. So was Josh yesterday with Whitey and Jay. Josh Dubow. He is, honestly, it's one of the best interviews I've ever heard on this station. There's no way I could not replay it for you today with the Associated Press talking about the Niners schedule. So we'll do that. We'll preview everything going on this weekend in the world of sports. Honestly, if it was me, we'd be spending at least 1, if not 2 cents on the PGA Championship, but we don't like golf. Golf's
the
boring.
Game of golf.
Golf is boring.
I was asked yesterday by our boss, has the cameras changed because of the live tournament? I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I mean, I don't know what is he saying?
I think he's saying like when the first season of the XFL, it was dumb and stupid, but the NFL took a lot of their camera ideas from them. So I was thinking he was thinking of something like that to where.
Yeah, please don't copy anything Liv does. That's also a weird thing. I'm ready for that to go away. They need to just merge. There's this, as I've said before, there's like this weird Venn diagram with Liv golf fans, Teslas, Elon Musk, crypto, and poker. Like there's this big, not everyone, but when you look at, like, for example, the profile online, almost every single time there's a very specific character profile that fits about 95% of Live Golf fans, which, by the way, I don't have any problem with Live Golf. There's actually a lot of really good players that play over there. I have a problem with it being on in South Korea at 2 a.m. on CW's app or wherever. You have to get it at the very bottom of I'm just scrolling through the guide. Oh, hey, here's Live Golf Australia coming up at 2 a.m. on Hallmark Channel. Okay. And then also there's people that are just religiously fanatical about Live Golf too, which bothers me. If you're like that about, well, anything, I guess, other than being religious, then that's also an issue as well. That and avocados. I think you can be fanatical about avocados because they're just so damn good. That and cookies. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll lead it off. OKC and Denver going to a Game 7. We've got possibly the final game tonight between the Knicks and the Celtics. Will there be a Game 7 forced there? And the A's. It started out great against the Dodgers, and then the last 2 games, not so much. We'll get into leading off next. But first, no matter what happens, my friends at American Energy Heating and Air will take care of you all spring, all summer, really all year long. But let's be honest, summer and winter are the most important ones, if you will, where we have the most extremes when it comes to weather. Right now, they have a deal going on for $24.50. That'll get you a tuna. Not a tuna, as somebody tweeted me about yesterday. Why are you telling people that American Energy will give you a tuna for $24.50? That's actually interesting. When you think about it, that would be kind of funny if they were handing out tunas for $24.50. A tune up. Sorry for not pronunciating it right. That's half off the normal price. You get the tuna, and you don't have to worry about that AC all summer long. Also, if there is something wrong with it, they're going to point it out for you. And if you need it replaced, hey, guess what? Up to $4,000 in rebates for qualified customers. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. They have an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. They're local. The good people. What more do you want? 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy. Making it comfortable. Leading off. Coming up Yeah.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Oklahoma City is not going to foul. Denver will have an opportunity and a chance to play one more game for the Western Conference Finals berth. Denver leads it by 12 in Denver with 15 seconds to go. And Game 6 is over.
That's a great call. And that's worth getting excited about. Outscoring Oklahoma City.
And then you got the Pacers. Oh, the Pacers are going to the Eastern Conference.
Right. Again. 61-46 in the second half. The Nuggets over the Thunder, and the number 1 overall seed, if you will, Oklahoma City Thunder, are on the brink of elimination following another 60-win plus team in Cleveland. You could be seeing there were 3 60-win teams this year. You could be seeing the other one eliminated tonight. So by the end of the weekend, we could be looking at a team that won 68, a team that won 61, and we've already seen a team that won 64, all a gonzo. Now, admittedly, I'm very much rooting for Oklahoma City. There's no part of me that's rooting against Denver. I have no dislike for Denver whatsoever. I've said this before, though. I want the Final Four. I want anyone who wins the title this year to be strange and new and weird. That's always the best case scenario if my Kings can't be in it. If Oklahoma City wins, amazing. Minnesota wins, amazing. Indiana wins, yes, amazing. And even if the Knicks win, because they've been so irrelevant for so long, I acknowledge they're a huge market.
And the island might fall into the water.
That's very, very true. If the Knicks beat the Celtics tonight in Manhattan at Madison Square Garden, that's going to be that is going to be scenes, if you will.
Bing bong.
Uh-huh. So good for Denver. And honestly, at this point, you have to wonder, it'd be kind of weird for them to not bring back David Adelman. To right the ship that I guess was wronged.
See, that's like that's the idea of firing Malone. Are they going to be put in this situation where like they're forced to keep Adelman even if he's not their guy or not who they wanted?
How do you? I don't know, man. I mean, I think even right now, if OKC beats them on Sunday, you took OKC to 7 games and you were 1 game away from the Western Conference Finals, and somehow David Adelman helped bring you there. Or, well, did they get there despite David Adelman? He's fine, but
because I remember the talk coming out with Malone is, so we can get on hiring a coach quickly is why we have to fire him so close to the playoffs. Well,
that didn't happen. Chet Holmgren with 19, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 32 points and 6 boards. Nikola Jokic, 29, 14, 8, and 2 with a block just all over the place. Jamal Murray, Christian Braun also bust 20 points. And the Julian Strawther half, my God, 20 minutes. This dude has 15 points, was 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, and really was the catalyst in helping Denver separate themselves. So we'll have audio for you. We'll talk about that a little bit later when we come back. In the meantime, number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
2-2. There's a ground ball to short, charged by Rojas. He grabs it, sets his feet on the lip of the infield grass, throws to first, and this one mercifully is over. The Dodgers pound the Athletics tonight, 19-2. They win the series 2-1.
Yo, that was not great. I mean, it started out really cool. 11-1, A's win, game 1. All right. Let's go. Maybe they could take 2 or 3. They're certainly off to a good start. 11-1. Man, I'm old enough to remember safe or out. One of the questions was, which is more impressive, scoring 11 on the Dodgers or holding that offense to 1 run? That really happened. And then the Dodgers said, yeah, we're just absolutely going to spank you. And they outscored the A's 28-5. 28-5 over the next 2 games. Thank God the A's are out of there, because honestly, yesterday, and I know everybody has bad days, but yesterday it looked like a major league club playing a AAA club. Shohei Ohtani, 2 for 5, 2 jacks, 6 RBI on the night. I mean, Max Muncy, 3 for 4, 4 RBI. Not that Max Muncy, that Max Muncy. It just wasn't a great night overall. That I don't even want to tell you the pitching staff lines, but the winner, or should I say the loser, Jason Alexander, not the guy from Seinfeld. Jason Alexander, 2 1/3, 7 hits, 4 walks, 9 earned. His ERA is now 18. Now, how do you stay in that long? Because the starter gave up 6 earned in 1 2/3, and your manager, Mark Kotze, said, well, kid, you're out there on your own. We need somebody to eat up innings. And even then, he could only eat up 2 1/3. He had 75 pitches in 2 1/3 innings. That's the manager putting you on the mound and saying, hey, look, just get outs at some point. We don't care. This game was over after 2 innings. 2 innings. It was 6-2. And then before the end of the third, it's 13-2. That's it. Then you're just eating up innings. Well, fine. A's and Angels today. Excuse me. A's at Giants. I apologize. Dodgers are at the Angels. A's at Giants today. And talk about 2 teams that need a win, as the A's have lost 2 in a row in 6 of 10. The Giants lost their last game, but have also lost 6 of 10 and are losing touch with the top 2 in the division, as they are now 4 back of the Dodgers, 3 back of the Padres, only 2 ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Very quickly, cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
An uncertain future and a stormy present. But for one night, the clouds have parted and the Boston Celtics have shifted the pressure and set up a scene unlike we have ever seen Friday night at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Honestly, they should be sending historians and documentarians tonight. They really, really should. Because the game starts tonight at 5 p.m., which is 8 p.m. Eastern time. It is a Friday night. Nobody has to, well, I would imagine most people don't have to work tomorrow. The Knicks have not only the opportunity to get into the Eastern Conference Finals, that would be one thing. Not only do they have the opportunity to get into the Eastern Conference Finals and do it at home, but they have the opportunity to get into the Eastern Conference Finals at home by sending home the defending world champions. Oh, wait a minute. Not only do they have the opportunity to get to the Eastern Conference Finals at home on a Friday night when the game starts at 8 p.m. and dispatch the defending world champions, they get to send the Boston Celtics home. Boston, if you haven't heard, rivals with New York. Big time. That is a big-time rivalry. 61-21 are the Celtics. 51-31 are the Knicks. But no Jason Tatum. It might actually, as Chris said, the island of Manhattan may break off into the Hudson River or the ocean or whatever the hell that is. Or somehow the Celtics find a way to duplicate their performance in Game 5 when they beat the Knicks 127-102. We're going to have to talk a little bit about that today because it is rather amazing the differences. Like, how is it that you can beat a team by 25 one night and now all of a sudden you're the underdog because you flew an hour to a different court with loud fans and different popcorn? It's the same hoop. It's the same court. But here we are. We'll talk more about that when we come back. Well, actually, when we come back, we'll recap OKC, Denver, and all of that right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, getting out the door to a pleasant start to the day with a few clouds. As we head through the afternoon, those clouds will thin out. Mostly sunny skies expected. It's going to feel warmer as highs will move to the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
San Francisco 49ers 2025 single game tickets are now on sale. Join the faithful at Levi Stadium. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets. That's 49ers.com/tickets.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Get in the zone. AutoZone. Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone. Well, I do need a bundle of things. When you bundle, you save. Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter? Save up to $12 on that bundle. What about brake pads and rotors? Bundle those and the brake pads are free. Can't save more than free. You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Memorial Day is the unofficial beginning of summer and a time to reflect on the blessings we enjoy living in this country. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At Naturewood's Memorial Day sale, you choose the offer. It's like 2 sales in one. Take 10% off regular prices or get 24 months of no-interest financing with payments on approved credit. Then you can choose from living rooms, sofas, sectionals, dining rooms, bedrooms, home offices, and so much more. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, you can shop and save big on the best selection of quality furniture, including Sacramento's largest selection of furniture made in the USA. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishings. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for that water wheel.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Typically, a high handicapper carries an index of 20 or more. Golf Monthly's Barry Plummer offers 4 tips if you're tired of that high handicap. First, choose the right equipment. Invest in a 5-wood, which is more forgiving than a 3-wood or 3 hybrid. It's a much better option for getting the ball in the air. Second, play for bogey on par 5s. Break the longer holes into manageable chunks, perhaps aiming to hit the green with 4 easy swings while also navigating away from the trouble along the way. 3, leave the sand wedge in the bag for chipping. Up and down percentages are almost twice as good when chipping a 9-iron over a sand wedge, and 3.5 times better with the putter. And finally, stop leaving your putts short. A 20 handicapper leaves 55% of their missed putts short of the hole. Give yourself a chance with every attempt and don't leave another putt short. Try these simple tips and let's see whether your handicap starts to come down. And have some fun out there. That'll help too. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Going to the YouTube chat.
Feel better?
Yes, I do. we just finished the rundown since I screwed it up this morning. Feel a little better now. It's a Friday program. Jason, happy birthday to Jason today. We wish him all the fun. I mean, not that many left, right? Obviously, he's getting up there.
Definitely closer to the last than the first.
Definitely closer, much closer. Hey, dare I say significantly. Now we hope, look, there's many, many, many more. But, there's going to be quite a few. Let's just put it this way. There's probably only going to be so many more birthdays for Jason that he's aware of, that he'll remember. And then, it starts gets a little hazy. Going to the chat. The Docos Locos. It's a great name. Wants to know if we can talk about a life where Tyrese stayed and we never got Sabonis. Yes. Yeah. Gonna do that all day. I mean, I'm as miserable as the next guy, but
what if the Kings drafted Luka and kept on to Halliburton?
There we go. You know what? That's what we should do. We should just do the Mount Rushmore of Kings what ifs. Number 1. What if David Stern was like, yeah, I'm not stopping him leaving. We don't do that. Like, that's not going to happen. That would have been a whole different thing. You getting all that, by the way?
I am.
Okay.
That wasn't as bad as the first one.
Yeah, I figured. What ifs? This is a segment I didn't want to do, but hey, why not? It is interesting.
What if they drafted Damian Lillard?
Well, what is the all-time? And again, my rule on this is this. What if they drafted Damian Lillard is 100% acceptable? What if they drafted Nikola Jokic is not 100% acceptable? It's got to be in that range, like they work the person out. I will not even accept what if they drafted Giannis Antetokounmpo, of which they did scout him, but so did a lot of other teams, and they had the opportunity.
Would you allow what if they drafted Kawhi Leonard?
Yes, because Kawhi. Look, there's pictures of Kawhi in a Sacramento.
That's
workout.
the first time we heard the laugh.
Yeah, that. Kawhi. Shout out Jody Baker. Yeah, what if they did relocate? You know what? I'm not even going to put that on the list either, because that's not what if they relocated. Well, we wouldn't have a team. And end of conversation.
What if we were an amazing city that kept them?
Yeah. What if? I would say, what if they didn't draft Luka? Or what if what if they drafted Luka? Excuse me. What if, I don't know, what if they didn't trade Tyrese Halliburton even? Here's the thing about that. Now he's dragging me into this, and we should be doing Oklahoma City highlights. Denver highlights. I saw this on Twitter yesterday, and it was one of those basketball websites that was saying the difference between the Kings and the Pacers type of thing. What if the Kings didn't trade Sabonis for Tyrese Halliburton is actually not a what if I choose to accept, because I think that's a completely incomplete statement. The idea that the Sabonis-Halliburton trade is why both teams are where they're at now is completely incomplete. Because we're leaving out the context that they did make that trade. And by the way, the Kings were better than the Pacers with Sabonis here and Halliburton there. Now, granted, you have to allow for the fact that Halliburton matured and got older and became a better player, of course. But the Pacers, the difference is the Pacers continued to improve and build around him, adding Benedict Mathurin, adding Andrew Nembhard, obviously adding Pascal Siakam, keeping Miles Turner. They added a whole team around him. They added a whole team around him. So don't fall for that. Would you go back and not do the trade? Here's your what if. Would you go back and not trade Halliburton for Sabonis? I think most Kings fans would say yes. I think 80% would say yes. And I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. What I am here to tell you is that it's an incomplete thing. Because if we go back to that, okay. They don't trade Sabonis. They have Halliburton and Fox. Well, one of them's going. They trade Fox. They probably trade Fox for whatever. And then are they making those moves that they need to make? I guess in retrospect, you trade Fox somewhere else to add the Siakam-like player around Tyrese Halliburton and do that here. But when you think about De'Aaron Fox, and a lot of people spend a lot of time on De'Aaron Fox honestly might be the most consequential player not named Chris Webber in Kings history when you consider the Kings did not draft Luka Doncic because they had De'Aaron Fox, and the Kings traded Tyrese Halliburton because they had De'Aaron Fox. Literally, two superstars in their prime going right now are not on the Kings because the Kings made the decision to build around De'Aaron Fox, who, by the way, is now Zach LaVine.
And do you know who I blame?
Who?
DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, what the hell did DeMarcus do?
We traded DeMarcus Cousins, which got us Buddy Hield, and De'Aaron Fox, which we traded for Sabonis.
Yes. Come on, DeMarcus. Yeah, see, that's the problem with doing stuff like that.
No, I blame Thomas Robinson.
Oh, T-Rob?
Because if the Kings don't draft him and they draft Damian Lillard, then the Kings probably make the playoffs with DeMarcus Cousins. Damian Lillard has that run in Portland with Sacramento.
Oh, boy.
Oakland fans are most likely Kings fans because of that, because at the time the Warriors were just absolute garbage.
Uh-huh.
And Sacramento rules all of Northern California at the time.
The dynasty never happens. I love that. That actually is my favorite one.
And he doesn't tear his Achilles in Milwaukee.
And he doesn't do that weird thing where his whole like thigh flap rolled up like a party favor in when he was playing for the Warriors. That was weird. Well, one way or the other, it will drive you crazy. You know what also drive you crazy is actually, let's just be honest, getting really bad deals when it comes to your vehicles. And that's why my good friends at Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, they want to make sure to take care of you. All right, it's Carmichael Dave, and I'm here to tell you, friends, you can get employee pricing right now. You don't even have to work there. Not that I'm saying Hoblet's a bad place to work. I'm sure it's an amazing place to work. In fact, every time I go up there to talk to people, it's always the same people there that I've seen before. Obviously, they're doing something right. But you can get the pricing they get. You've been struggling to find the right Ram heavy duty that fits within your budget. Hey, the search is over. That's a Survivor song. The search is over with Hoblet's Employee Pricing Plus event, where they'll give you the employee price and then take even more off right now, up to 10% off MSRP on brand new 2025 Ram heavy duty, 25 and 3500s. Don't miss your chance to save big, like the employee of the month at Hoblet Dodge. Ram truck dealer, tops in the nation. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. And, do me a favor, tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. We'll take a break. When we come back, safe or out. The A's, and the A's of the Giants next.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou, a term provider, 800-568-2790. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. And if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-568-2790. That's 800-568-2790. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-568-2790.
San Francisco! What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. 1 block and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Touchdown!
Get ready for a summer of music, comedy, and thrills with the Sacktown Sports Live events calendar. Kick it off with punk legends The Damned at Ace of Spades May 31st. Then laugh it up with comedian Kathleen Madigan at Hard Rock Live Sacramento June 7th. Country fans, mark your calendars. Whitey Morgan and the 78s roll into town June 19th, followed by jam-packed June 21st. Tainted Love is at Ace of Spades. Lee Bryce and Walker Hayes are at Ironstone Amphitheater, and Penn and Teller are at Thunder Valley. Then it's 3 days of music music and wine at the Country Summer Music Festival, June 27th through the 29th at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Don't miss the tradition and thrills of the Folsom Pro Rodeo, July 3rd through 5th, followed by country superstar Cody Johnson at Golden One Center, July 18th. August brings legends. Catch Rick Springfield August 1st and Parker McCollum at the Ironstone Amphitheater June 16th. Grab your tickets now and don't miss a beat. Only with Sacktown Sports.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Boston and the Knicks tonight. Talk about that in 10 minutes.
Bing bong.
In the meantime, a little baseball for you. Safe or out? Question 1.
The A's won the first game of the Dodgers series, then lost the next 2 by a combined 28-5. Is this something to worry about?
Yeah. It is something to be concerned with because that's a couple of big time shellackings. Also, it's the Dodgers. And look, if you'd have told me before the series started that the A's would or the Dodgers would take 2 or 3, I think I would have taken that if I'm an A's fan. I would have rather have had the A's win 2 of 3 or sweep them, obviously. But look, it's the Dodgers. They're the defending champions, and they're presumptive world champion. They are the world champion favorites this year. So let's see how it goes against the Giants, a team that is also in a bit of trouble. Both of these teams have lost 6 of 10. Both of them need a little bit of momentum, and unfortunately, only one of those teams is going to come out with any sort of momentum. And even that, it's probably going to be one of them takes 2 or 3. Is that a ton of momentum? Probably not. Let's remember, though, the A's are also on a bit of a heater when it comes to how terrible the schedule is, as they went from Seattle, who's in first, to New York, who's in first, to Los Angeles, who's in first, to the Giants, who a week ago would have been first in any other division. And then it slows down for 4 as they play the Angels. And then it's right back Philly, Houston. You got Minnesota coming up. They're on fire. This isn't an easy stretch of the schedule by any means. If the A's could just stay within striking distance, the A's could just stay around 500, which they are currently at 22-22. I think it could set them up well for the rest of the year. You just have to keep that perspective and hope everybody stays healthy. Number 2, please.
Today is the first A's-Giants series since the A's have moved. Does it still have the same luster, or does it feel like a regular baseball series?
You know, I'm honestly really curious about that myself. That's a great question, Chris. And I think we'll be able to tell. Here's what I think ultimately the answer is. I think this weekend, it's going to be mostly another series. The Giants and Giants fans have always, well, not always, well, probably always, even when they got their ass kicked in the World Series, felt like they're the older brother, and the A's are the great value version of baseball. And that is a condescension. It truly is. I'm a Giants fan. I can say it. They're condescending. I think here, though, it's going to be a wild scene. When the Giants come to Sacramento, 4th of July weekend, I think it's going to be a wild scene. You're going to have all the rivalry aspect of that geographically. You're going to have A's fans that don't want to be shown out in their home park, and you're going to have a descending wave of Giants fans that get to watch the Giants here in Sacramento, which is going to be incredibly meaningful to Giants fans. And also, they don't have to drive all the way and pay the prices out at Pac Bell, Oracle, whatever the hell it is. So I'm looking forward to it, though. But I think it's going to be a little bit muted this weekend. Number 3, please.
Now that we have that figured out, should it still be called the Bay Bridge Series or something else?
Isn't the Amtrak down there, is that what's called the Capitol Corridor?
It is.
So is that
but it doesn't go to San Francisco.
Where does it go? Oakland?
Yeah. Or it goes all the way to Santa Clara.
So that's out. It's not the Bay Bridge series.
I-80 series?
I-80, yeah, the I-80 series, the NorCal Classic, it's certainly not. It's not the same. It's like, but they are only an hour and a half apart. So it is, but it isn't. I don't know if you rename it. I really don't. I don't know if you rename it. Then again, why would you rename it? They're going to be here for a max of 3 years.
Max of 4 years.
No, that's right. I don't, yeah. I guess personally, I don't think that's going to happen.
Did you happen to see the news the other day where Nevada's like saying, "Oh, we basically broke ground on the news."
That they technically have had a groundbreaking. The only thing I would say to that is this: look, I do actually think they're going to build the stadium there, but we had a groundbreaking here in Sacramento when you were probably in diapers. I barely remember it, but next to the old Arco Arena, there's a big pit there that was once upon a time going to house football. And once upon a time, the Raiders were coming here. There was beyond groundbreaking. I think the hole's still there unless they've recently developed around it.
Yeah, I think it's still there.
Is it still there? So there is, just because you have a groundbreaking doesn't mean,
Apparently over there was also like a hangout type of situation.
Around the hole?
Yeah.
People would just go
hang out over there.
Really?
There's like a bunch of graffiti and stuff like that.
I mean, if you're going to do anything, somebody go get some cement and make it a skate park until somebody builds over it. Seems like it's already a well-dug skate park. I still somewhere in my parents' garage in their box of all the stuff they took out of my room when they moved, my childhood room, I've got a Sacramento Bee headline and photo, and it's something like Davis chooses it's Sacramento or something like something it's Sacramento, and holding up like a Raider jersey, and I want to say did it have Sacramento on the back or something? Like the Raiders are coming to Sacramento for like 20 minutes.
Okay, I needed to double check because I'm like, this is an insane thing I'm about to say, but yeah, this is something that I read. So over there was like this kind of like just dugout thing for what was going to be the stadium. So they call it like a cave.
Yeah.
And the clowns from Barnum and Bailey would hang out there.
Been there.
Okay. So you do know what I'm talking about.
Dude, the clown cave. I didn't know that was because of that. Because the clown cave was part of Old Arco.
I want to say it was like some sort of like crossing over between the two.
That's what it was. So, dude, when they got to closing down, when I say Old Arco, sorry, I mean Sleep Train, the not the old Arco.
Power Balance Pavilion.
There is in the back a walkable tube, if you will, that's about 20 feet high and 20 feet wide. And it's where the clowns from the circuses would gather when the circus was going on. And they started just kind of painting the walls with different messages to each other, drawings of themselves.
Billy the Clown here.
You never had a chance to go there? Oh, my God. I still have nightmares. Dude, I cannot, because there's no lighting. So you're using your phone or a candle or whatever. And it looks exactly like it sounds like it's something out of a horror movie. I want to say Good Day Sacramento did a piece on this. Somebody did. See if you can find it, dude, because they should make a movie out of Clown Cave. Coming to theaters this fall. We'll take a break when we come back. Celtics Knicks tonight. Will there be a Game 7? Will there be a party in Manhattan? Will there be blood starring Daniel Day-Lewis and more? Coming up right after that.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone. Well, I do need a bundle of things. When you bundle, you save. Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter? Save up to $12 on that bundle. What about brake pads and rotors? Bundle those and the brake pads are free. Can't save more than free. You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, getting out the door to a pleasant start to the day with a few clouds. As we head through the afternoon, those clouds will thin out. Mostly sunny skies expected. It's going to feel warmer as highs will move to the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
It's about time they
fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
There are so many benefits of working with the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Now, we chose them to get our new garage doors, and we're so thrilled that we did. They look absolutely amazing. Jason Ross here. And for us, well, we just flat out needed new garage doors. But maybe you do as well, or maybe it's just repairs to your existing doors. Well, the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento can help you with that. It is also a great time of year because this is when homes go on the market. So is yours ready? Well, one thing, don't forget about that garage door, because a new garage door can increase the value of your home. First off, with Curb Appeal, a new modern or stylish garage door can improve the overall appearance of your house. Also, the return on investment. It is one of the most cost-effective upgrades to increase your home value. You can see for yourself. Just visit the showroom off Franklin Boulevard and ask about the Sacktown Sports Special. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And if you love animals, you're part of our world. Humane World for Animals. The end of animal cruelty.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See full details and disclaimer.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Memorial Day is the unofficial beginning of summer and a time to reflect on the blessings we enjoy living in this country. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At Naturewood's Memorial Day sale, you choose the offer. It's like 2 sales in one. Take 10% off regular prices or get 24 months of no-interest financing with payments on approved credit. Then you can choose from living rooms, sofas, sectionals, dining rooms, bedrooms, home offices, and so much more. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, you can shop and save big on the best selection of quality furniture, including Sacramento's largest selection of furniture made in the USA. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for that water wheel.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Today's Jason Ross's birthday. Make sure you wish him a happy when you see him. Because, you know, he'll be around town in the Jason Mobile. But he is taking the day off today. Well-deserved. 3-day weekend for him. We'll all be back on Monday. Next week, I head across the pond. I will be, how am I doing it again? I think
You sound like you're from London.
Yeah, I think I'm actually, it's weird this time. I'm missing Thursday's show, but we'll do Friday's show, and then we'll do all the shows the following week. So I'll just miss, mark it down on your calendars like people do that. Like people like, okay, Dave's gone Thursday. Jason's gone Friday. Okay. Well, the Knicks could be on their way to making the Celtics gone. See what I did there tonight. And crazy Manhattan. It's all shaping up. It's everything everyone wants it to be.
Man, what are these ticket prices going to be?
Holy crap. You looking that up? Okay. I don't know. I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess the get-in price for tonight's game has got to be somewhere around $800 or above. I'd be really surprised if you could get it for under $800 tonight to Madison Square Garden. The Knicks are just funny enough, the basketball mecca, all that. But the Knicks are really, honestly, historically, at least in the modern era, not great.
What did you say was the get-in price?
I said I think it's probably got to be around $800.
Oh, way off.
Way above.
Yeah, they're not going for that much.
Oh, they're not going for that much. Oh, what can you get in there for?
You could get in right now. The cheapest one I'm seeing for one ticket is $708.
Oh. I almost nailed it. That's crazy. And by the way, does it say like row? And that's going to be like section
304, row 1.
Oh. Yeah, but you are so far. Yeah, I mean, you're basically. I just truly don't understand why you go to that. Why would you pay $700 to watch little dots on the floor? I mean, really, why would you? Like, why would you pay $700 to drive and park and wait in lines for the
You
bathroom.
take the train.
Okay. Oh, you know what? You're right. I'm stupid. I take it back. It's New York. Okay. To get on the subway packed with everyone, definitely get sick. You get to Madison Square Garden. There's lines for the beer, which is quadruple what you'd pay at home, the food, the bathrooms. And then when you get there, your view of the game is a bunch of dots on the court. And then you take the subway home and you're probably $800 to $900 lighter. I mean, and I understand somebody saying, but it's the atmosphere. But I mean, really? Is that you're paying $900 just to be around? You can't see the game from the third row.
You can get the atmosphere by going out there. They're going to have some sort of fan event there.
Yes.
That might even be better.
I think it would be. Go to a bar, a sports bar with your fellow. Hell, have friends over, whatever it may be. I just don't understand the people paying. Look, I get if it's a $50 ticket, something, you go there. It's just the experience of Madison. I totally understand. I really, truly understand that. I'm talking about diehard Knick fan that's been to Madison MSG 50 times. I'm going to drop $800 so that I can not see anything, rather than watching it on TV with friends in whatever environment, seeing everything, seeing replays, knowing the whole what's going on, and then I do not get that. That is beyond me. Last division title for the Knicks. The last division title for the Knicks was 2013. The last conference title was 1999. Remember, they won it in 94. That's when they faced Houston when Jordan was gone. And their last championship, the Knicks' last championship, 1973. So, look, we have an opportunity here. No offense to the Celtics, and it would be an interesting thing if the Celtics won the series, came back and won. But Indiana and New York are rivals, weirdly enough. The Pacers and Knicks that's a legit rivalry through the years.
The Reggie Miller choke.
Spike Lee, Reggie Miller choke. You know they're going to reenact that.
Where New Yorkers blamed Spike Lee for it.
Yes. Yes. And you know what's kind of funny? Isn't it funny how the years pass by? And it's not an exact comparison. It's not an exact comparison. But isn't Tyrese Halliburton kind of Reggie Miller-ish?
Yes.
Just he's a heel.
Yeah. He's annoying.
He embraces that. He's really good. And Reggie was really good. But yeah, Reggie also had no problem being the heel. So yes, I could 100%. I really want to see that. I want to see Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers at Madison Square Garden doing all kinds of gesticulating and motioning to the crowd. I want to see a back and forth. I want to see a dust up. I want to see a good old-fashioned late 80s, early 90s Eastern Conference dust up, just in time for NBA on NBC to come in this fall. And then meanwhile, whether it's OKC or Denver versus Minnesota, we are in the middle of take your own personal teams out of the equation. We may very well be in the middle of the greatest playoffs we've seen in 30 years. Just when you think about there's no dominant dynasty. We're one game away from having the last champion being 1970. No matter who wins it, the last time one of them won it was 52 years ago. Like, that is small markets galore. I am so here for this.
Imagine going back to 1972, Knicks just won a championship, and telling a fan, hey, the next time you're going to see them is 50 years from now when they're playing the Oklahoma City team.
Hey, get out of here. Forget about it. What is this guy? Hey, Mac. We'll take a break. That was all my...
It might also be a chance that Denver is in it. What are you talking about?
Denver. Is that what? Hey, that's where I drive to go get Coors. That's what my dad used to do. He used to drive over the mountain to Denver with his buddies to go get Coors. That's a real thing.
Carl Yastrzemski was a big Coors fan. And when they would come to the West Coast, they said the back like 4 rows was filled with his cases of Coors.
100%.
Where the rookies had to sit there and they wouldn't have any.
100%. That is 100% true. Coors beer used to be, it was like dealing drugs or something, man. These people would just stash it and stack it up. Imagine driving 2 days for a beer.
An average beer.
Right. Like, it's fine. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. Nuggets force Game 7. Knicks Boston tonight. And the Kings raising some eyebrows with who they're talking to. We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, you know, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this half off tune-up right now? It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, Whitey and Jay talked to Josh D about the AP, about the 49ers schedule release yesterday. We'll re-wrap that. Oh, and about, what will we say? Wow, we're way ahead. Did I break early?
A few minutes.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, this is a special extended version of 3 for Madness. Question 1, please.
The Nuggets forced a Game 7 against the Thunder last night. Has this been the most exciting series in the playoffs so far?
100%. This has been everything you want in a playoff series. It really has been. I think most people, myself included, thought Denver would make it competitive. But OKC is going to win this maybe in 5, maybe in 6. Because the Thunder had just shown absolutely zero weakness all year long. And Denver has just, whatever it may be. Remember, Denver fired Michael Malone like 3 months ago. And they're on the verge right now. They are 1 win away from dispatching the number 1 overall seed in the NBA. And they're 9 wins away from repeating as NBA champions under an interim coach who happens to be the son of the greatest coach in Sacramento Kings history. So it's a pretty cool situation. It's been back and forth. It's been whatever analogy you want to use. The 2 boxers going at it, knocking each other down over and over and over again. Just when you think OKC's going to pull away, here comes Denver, vice versa. We've seen blowouts on both sides. Last night, I'm watching the 4th quarter, and OKC can't hit the side of a barn, and they just look defeated and disheveled. I'm sitting there going, Denver, if you didn't know what the records were, you'd say Denver is the better team. Denver was the higher seed. Well, the problem with that is in the same exact series, OKC beat Denver 149-106. Now remember, Denver's wins. They have 3 wins. One of them came in Game 1 by 2. The other came in overtime. Last night, they won by 12. They actually won last night by more than their other two margins combined in their other two victories. This series has mostly been OKC, but it's also it's kind of weirdly reflective of the Knicks and Celtics series. The Celtics have dominated that series. The Celtics have led, I want to say, triple how long the Knicks have led. Every time Boston has won, they won by 22 and they won by 25. The Knicks have won by 3, by 1, and by 8. But they're up 3-2. They're up 3-2, and they have a chance to close it out tonight. So, yes, the Nuggets OKC has been the best series so far. Knicks and Celtics, though, has been very fun as well. We're going to talk about that next. Question 2, please.
Question 2.
Knicks versus Boston tonight. Does this also go to Game 7?
God, I want to pick the Celtics so bad. I don't think so. I think the Knicks know that this is, I think they're thinking about this like this is their Game 7. I really do. I think they're thinking about this like this is their Game 7. They don't want to go back to the TD Garden and that Boston crowd with the series tied up at 3. Not only does Boston have all the momentum, not only do they have all the momentum because they've now won 2 in a row, but they've got that extra special something going on because they've won 2 in a row without Jason Tatum. And I'm telling you right now, if Boston goes into New York tonight and they win, I think they're going to win the series. I think they're absolutely going to win the series. I think at that point, you've won 2 in a row. You've won those 2 in a row without Jason Tatum. And now guess what? You believe. Not only do you believe that you can win, but you start believing that actually you're a better team without Jason Tatum. You can argue all day as to why that's not true. And I'm not trying to advocate that Boston is better than without Jason Tatum than with. What I'm saying is for the players out there are things that are going to be different without Jason Tatum. They're going to have more opportunities without Jason Tatum. They're going to have to fill some gaps.
Really, no Jason Tatum and a like 25% Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, if that. I mean, how many times have we seen the story in other sports? The most famous one, of course, being Wally Pitt being the regular first baseman for the New York Yankees, Lou Gehrig taking over and ending up being the Iron Man in all of baseball, playing forever. There's always the whole thing. Make sure you show up. Make sure you show up. You never know when the next Wally Pitt thing is going to happen. But that's actually a real thing where when you're on a team and you're a backup and you've got somebody really great in front of you, there are people that have gone their entire careers and we've never really seen who they are. Oh, by the way, Jeff Hostetler, Rich Gannon, Kirk Cousins, and about 90 others were backups. And then, somebody got hurt, something happened. Oh, look, they're really good. Oh, my God, he just won the MVP. So I think there's a combination of not just belief, but actual, we don't know how good some of these guys are truly in these spots because they've never had the opportunity to get those rotational minutes because Jason Tatum takes up a lot of time, minutes, and offense. You win 2 in a row without Jason Tatum, and you go back home for a Game 7. You have all the momentum in the world. Oh, by the way, the Celtics are championship tested. The Knicks are 100% not. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
The Kings have reportedly talked to at least one player set to go in the top 10. What is your read on that?
My read is that they're doing the due diligence they need to do. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The Kings have no first-round draft pick. Yet Jeremiah Fears out of Oklahoma, who is almost locked to be a lottery pick. Probably top 10. Listed Sacramento along with Dallas, San Antonio, Philly, and New Orleans as teams he's met with so far. That's interesting. Because all those other teams have draft picks in the spot where they could pick Jeremiah Fears, Sacramento, as a second-round pick. I cannot tell you where Jeremiah Fears is going to go in the draft. What I can tell you is that Jeremiah Fears will not be a second-round pick. So, on one hand, and I'm not trying to make too much out of this, and I'm also not trying to completely downplay it. Let me try to do both. On one hand, okay, so a team met with, this guy's coming out of college. He met with an NBA team. Ooh, so what? Doesn't mean they're going to draft him. Doesn't mean he's going to go there. Just means they met. Maybe you get some future intel down the road. Here's the other thing, though. Generally, agents don't give meetings, or many times they don't give meetings to teams that don't have a chance of drafting their player. It's a waste of time. So somehow, whether it be through relationships, which we've mentioned a lot with Scott Perry and BJ Armstrong, or they know something we don't, somehow they have convinced them that the meeting is at least worth it. Now, by the way, we don't know what the context is either. They're in Chicago. Everyone's in Chicago. Hey, Jeremiah, Scott Perry, GM of the Sacramento Kings. Great to meet you. Hey, you got a minute? Yeah, just hey, I knew your brother, dad, uncle. Saw you in Oklahoma. Good stuff. Okay, we just met. Like, we don't know the context of the meeting. But honestly, any good front office worth its salt is going to be researching not just players that are in their, in their range. They're going to know what that draft board looks like, because you don't know. Again, I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just saying, for example, somebody at the 9 says, "Hey, we'll give you the 9 pick and blah 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 for Sabonis, DeRozan, Keegan Murray, I don't know, whatever." Well, if you don't know the players in that spot, if you haven't been scouting players in that spot, now all of a sudden you're caught with your pants down and maybe you miss out on a really good opportunity. I'll tell you right now, I have seen Jeremiah Fears play. I understand why they'd want to meet with him. This kid's going to be good. This kid looks like he's going to be very good. 6'4", point guard, can play shooting guard. He's a scorer. I don't want to make a De'Aaron Fox comparison because that's irresponsible, but he's kind of, he's not as fat. He's built that way a little bit. He is a guy who can get the ball to the basket, no problem. And the Kings absolutely need a point guard. He's 18 years old. He doesn't turn 19 till October 14th. 6'4", 182. Averaged 17 points, 4 boards, 4 assists. On 43% from the field, 28% from beyond the arc in the SEC as an 18-year-old. Now, listen, you wonder why I'm saying Fox. There's a lot of things they are not like, but that is a very, very foxy Kentucky, not only height and weight, but also stat line after his freshman year. And definitely can score, can rebound, can throw the ball around and find the right play. Shooting percentage is not the best. And that's something that we obviously saw change. And, of course, it's very easy to make those comparisons. Look, the Kings need a point guard, man. There's no doubt about it. They could do a lot worse than Jeremiah Fears out of Oakland. That is a move I wouldn't mind whatsoever. Here we go. Look at this. De'Aaron Fox at Kentucky 1 year when he was 18 years old. 6'4", 187. These are actually incredibly close. 6'4", 187, which is almost exactly what Fears is at. 16.7 points to Fears is 17.1. Now, much better field goal percentage, 48% for Fox. But from three, 24.6%. With almost the exact same boards, assists, and steals. Anyways, I'm not trying to say he's the next De'Aaron Fox. I'm saying they need a point guard. Would not be the most difficult thing in the world to get into that top 10. I don't think it's the last top 10 prospect that you're going to hear the Kings talking to. That being said, what you don't want to do is you don't want to set your sights on the fact that means the Kings are going to draft Jeremiah Fears or somebody else in the top 10, and then if they don't trade into the top 10, get pissed at Scott Perry. It's all part and parcel of this part of the business. We'll take a break. When we come back, the 49ers schedule came out yesterday. The Associated Press's Josh Dubow joined Whitey and Jay Johnson to talk about it. We'll do that next.
Malik Monk plays here.
Left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, getting out the door to a pleasant start to the day with a few clouds. As we head through the afternoon, those clouds will thin out. Mostly sunny skies expected. It's going to feel warmer as highs will move to the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. Take advantage of huge savings during our Memorial Day sales event going on now at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Lowe's knows Mother's Day is just around the corner, and there's no better time to refresh your garden. Right now, get 5 bags of 1.5 cubic foot Scott's Naturescapes mulch for $10. Plus, select 1.5 gallon annuals hanging baskets make the perfect gift. Now 2 for only $20. The best garden starts with great deals. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/7. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
It's the River Cats Report. What's going on with the Giants AAA squad? The River Cats Report.
Encarnacion, Schmidt, and Fitzgerald have all joined the River Cats on Major League Rehab this week. The River Cats will be hosting the Salt Lake Bees all weekend, and on Tuesday, starting pitcher Carson Wisenhunt threw for 7 innings, no runs, and allowed only 3 hits. On Saturday, May 17th, that's tomorrow, Salute to the Armed Forces Night. Team will be wearing special military uniforms. Team jerseys available for auction in-game. Saturday features post-game fireworks and military tributes throughout the game. And then on Sunday, May 18th, Bark at the Park. All dogs are welcome on Toyota Home Run Hill. That is your River Cats report.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Josh Dubow, how are you today, Josh?
Doing well. How are you guys?
We're good. Thank you very much for your time. Wanted to ask you about the 49ers, but first, as you know, big basketball town here, and the Kings need wings. They're looking at all possibilities. What do you think, Jonathan Kuminga? Is he going to be available? Is he going to be prohibitively expensive? What do you think of Jonathan Kuminga's availability this summer?
Yeah, not so sure to the Warriors, but it didn't sound like from what went on today at the season-ending stuff that, it seems like a strong possibility he's returning. In terms of what's going to take to get him, not sure, what the situation will be with him. And obviously, Warriors not definitely my level of expertise as much as other stuff. So I don't want to.
Right.
Be wrong information on that at all.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, we're having a little bit of an issue. That's there. You're not a speaker, are you?
Let me try this. Hold on.
Yeah.
My computer.
Yeah. It's just Is
it better?
What do you think, Jay? I think it's better. Yeah. Thank you, Josh. Yeah. Sorry about
no
that.
Problem.
Yeah. Sounds much better. Yeah. So you're telling us about Kuminga and what they said about him today at the exit interview program.
Yeah, just from what I saw, I wasn't out there, but from what I saw, it didn't seem like they were real strong. Like from what Steph and Draymond said, that they were real strong on. Okay, we need to bring this guy back. So I think that it might be a situation where look for a change there.
Okay.
Josh, you as Whitey talked about, you cover it all. When it comes with the Warriors, and we were just having this conversation, it seems like the Warriors are all in on trying to make the last bit of hope with Steph Curry. Are you getting that sense like they're just going to go all in no matter what the last 2 or 3 years or however long Steph Curry is going to be playing?
Well, yeah, I think trading for Jimmy Butler and signing Jimmy Butler, definitely they have a window here where I think they're going to try to compete. I think they thought they could compete if Steph had been healthy this year. So I think, they're probably on that same track.
All right, Josh, how about the San Francisco 49ers? How friendly is this new schedule for the 49ers?
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty favorable schedule. Playing both South divisions is, probably the easiest two outside divisions you can play. Having a last place schedule where you get the Browns instead of the other teams in the AFC North, the Giants, the other teams in the NFC East, and the Bears. It's definitely favorable. I think the schedule plays out definitely a little harder in the beginning of the year, which might not be ideal for the Niners. With they're going to be breaking in, maybe up to 5 rookie starters on defense. Brandon Ayuk might not be healthy to start the year. Malik Mustafa might not be healthy to start the year. So, the fact that their schedule is a little tougher earlier in the year than it is late in the year, definitely to close the schedule seems very favorable. I think the last 5 weeks, they get on a plane once. They got 3 home games, a bye, and 1 trip to Indianapolis. I think the last end of the season, Carolina, Cleveland, some easier games, but that's before that stretch. So they definitely have a favorable schedule at the end of the year. So if they can get themselves in position, they might be able to, put together a little run and, get into the postseason.
So 16-1, you're saying?
Well, they might be resting the starters week 18. You never know. So,
that's a good point.
Possibility. So,
very good point.
Yeah, you always got to account for that. So,
Josh, I had said this a little earlier in the show, joined by Josh Dubow of the AP. He does it all here, of course, in Northern California, the Bay Area. You had, and I think I got this from you. I hadn't seen this. The 49ers play 0 teams coming off a bye this year. That super surprised me compared to last year, which it felt like every team was coming off the bye a couple of years ago. Does that play a big role in your mind for this team moving forward?
Yeah, I don't know how big a role it plays. I think how big a deal it was probably overstated when they were playing 4 teams last year coming off a bye. I think the advantage is pretty marginal if you're coming off a bye. If you look at the numbers the last 10, 15 years, is it helpful? Sure. Is it a major impact? Probably not.
Josh, do you think I know you're not a doctor, at least as far as I know. Do you think it's safe to assume Christian McCaffrey is is healthy? Do you think the 49ers are assuming that?
I think they're assuming he's healthy today. Obviously, if he's going to be healthy for 18 weeks of the regular season in the playoffs remains to be seen. But I do think they feel pretty good with where he's at right now. He seems to be fully recovered from, the calf Achilles, the Achilles tendonitis from the knee issue that sidelined him at the end of the year. But he's a running back. He's taking a lot of hits. There are not a lot of guys who, can excel year after year at that position. It's a pretty demanding position. So whether he can make it through a full season remains to be seen, but I think they're happy with where he's at right now.
As much as I don't want to ask you, Josh, you've covered the Raiders for a long time, and I know they're jumped out the market a little bit, but you keep your eye on that. For all the Raider fans here still in Northern California, I asked the obligatory question. What's your thoughts on the Raiders schedule in this season?
Schedule's tough because they're in a division with 3 teams that made the playoffs last year and who all seem to be in pretty good shape. So you started off with 6 difficult division games. They play the NFC. The schedule's definitely not the easiest schedule, but I do think the Raiders are, if you look at most improved teams, they're definitely up there. Obviously, they're starting from a pretty low level as a 4-win team, but I think Geno Smith's a pretty big upgrade over what they had at quarterback last year. Pete Carroll's a definite upgrade over Antonio Pierce. Whenever you think about drafting a running back 6 overall, Ashton Genty should make it a pretty good impact as a rookie, you would think. So this team should definitely be more interesting and more exciting and more competitive this year, whether they're, a playoff team. I think that might be a little much to ask, especially in that division, but they should be a lot better than they were.
Josh, if for the 49ers, if this season goes anything like last season, and it doesn't look like it will, but if it did, do you think then things could start to get a little warm seat-wise for Shanna Lynch?
I'd say another 6-11 season, sure. I don't envision 6-11 happening again. I do think that Jed York believes in both John and Kyle. So I don't anticipate any changes. But obviously, if you don't produce, anything can happen, I guess. But I would not. Gotcha. I would not be characterizing them on the hot seat right now.
Right. Gotcha.
Josh, one thing, I don't think I've ever asked you this question. You cover all sports in the Bay Area. Do you have and I'm pretty sure you're going to give me the journalistic answer, but do you have a favorite team that you cover or favorite sport that you cover?
I feel like the NFL the best in terms of the events, hockey playoffs. When the Sharks were good and going to the playoffs. I loved covering the hockey playoffs. It's been a while. But like that run in 2016 when they went to the Cup, the run in 2019 when they went to the conference final, those are pretty memorable. There's nothing like being in the arena for those games. But in terms of day-to-day, NFL is definitely my favorite.
This is not, I'm not setting you up with this question because Jay and I have talked very frankly about, the A's situation and how we love the players, but it's an awful situation and they shouldn't be playing in a minor league park. But my question is, have you witnessed an A's game here? Do you think you'll be seeing any A's games here in Sacramento?
I was up there for the Yankee series. I was up there for all 3.
What'd you think? It
was my first time at the ballpark. It's a nice ballpark. It's a minor league ballpark. It's obviously not.
Right.
Yeah. I'm curious how it's going to play, especially in the summer. It was definitely playing very hitter friendly this past weekend. Seemed like A's pitchers, especially Luis Severino, were getting a little frustrated by that. I think it's going to, So I'm curious how it's going to play. It seems like, the wind was definitely a factor, and it seems like the ball carries really well there. So I'm curious, just in terms of that aspect of it. John Fisher did get his wish. Aaron Judge hit a couple homers. I'm sure he was very pleased. It seems like the people at the stadium, they're trying to make the best of a not great situation. Seems can't believe we're going to be doing this for 3 years at least. But
we'll see about that. Yeah. We'll see about
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Joined by Josh Dubois of the AP. Josh, last one for me. When it comes to the A's and me and as Whitey talked about, we've had this conversation. Let's just forecast a little bit. If they do make the playoffs, and we know, the league has said that they're not going to play here in Sacramento. Is there any form or fashion which you have in your ear to the streets down there? Could they double back and play in Oakland at all?
I don't think so. I don't think it's set up probably to be Major League ready. I think it has to be Major League Park. Park hosting Major League games during the year in terms of having, the setup with the instant replays, all of that. I'm not sure that's even still in place at the Coliseum. I think if they were hosting playoff games, if it gets to that point, I think it would be. I guess it would depend a little bit on who else is in the playoffs and what stadiums out west are available. But I would have to think it would be somewhere else. Anaheim, San Diego, San Francisco, more than Oakland.
Gotcha. Josh Dubow, outstanding writer for the Associated Press, covering the 49ers and all Bay Area sports. Thanks, Josh. We appreciate it very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Trey Songz, live. All the hits, all in one night. Trey Songz. Friday, June 20th, the venue at Thunder Valley. With special guest, Jeremiah. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com and see the show. Trey Songz, Friday, June 20th, the venue at Thunder Valley.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See full details and disclaimers.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or ConsumerCellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Water. It's more than just a word. It's morning routines, backyard memories, and everything in between. At Roseville Environmental Utilities, we're not just managing water, we're protecting it. Smart planning, conservation, innovation. We make every drop count for today and tomorrow. Let's keep the promise together. Find out how you can help at roseville.ca.us/water promise. Roseville Environmental Utilities. Water, it's not just a word, it's our promise.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. What's going on, Chad, for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event?
If you've been struggling to find the right Ram heavy duty that fits within your budget, the search is over with Hoblet's Employee Pricing Plus event, where we give you the employee price and then take even more off. Right now, save up to 10% off MSRP on brand new 2025 Ram Heavy Duty 2500s and 3500s. Don't miss your chance to save big like the Employee of the Month at Hoblet Dodge.
And you're always one of the top Ram truck dealers in the entire nation.
It's true, and I think it boils down to our huge selection of hard-to-find Ram Heavy Duties with over 300 available and our award-winning customer service.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com.
10% total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 3500 Laramie after $1,500 factory rebates and $9,075 dealer discount, including employee pricing for all. Rebates include $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. And Hoblet discount between $7,100 and $9,075, depending on trim level, for a total of 10% off MSRP. Aid of this net savings. Sample VIN 02043. See dealer for details.
San Francisco! What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block, and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Touchdown!
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Our thanks to Whitey and Jay, Josh, for breaking that down on the 49ers. We'll have a little bit more of that later. Also, got to go on their show yesterday, Talk Kings. That was very nice of them to bring me on. We had a lively conversation.
Alan trying to spread rumors.
Yeah. Alan saying stuff that ain't true, that isn't true. Excuse me. Dave said the Kings are in the worst position of any team in the NBA. I never said that. I asked the question, are they in the worst spot of any team in the West? Now, Whitey, and he's not here to defend himself, so I'm going to try to make his case for him, and forgive me if I don't. Whitey said that Phoenix, in his mind, is in a worse spot than the Kings. I think that's a nuanced answer, because the truth of the matter is, on the surface, they 100% are, and Whitey is 100% correct.
If they keep their stars, they're in a worse position.
That is correct. So I would say this. I believe that Phoenix is in a worse spot than Sacramento because Matt Ishbia is their owner, because he's got new owner-itis, and they're going to do some stupid stuff. But in the scenario that I was trying to speak about, I was saying, hey, if I was Sam Presti, let's say, just choosing my favorite GM, and I was leaving Oklahoma City, my work here is done. We're going to win the title, and let's say they raise the trophy, and he wants to go to find a new challenge, and he had his pick of any old team, or let's say two teams, Phoenix or Sacramento. If Sam Presti had carte blanche from the ownership and complete autonomy to do what he wants, I believe he would choose Phoenix. I think any GM, if they had autonomy, would choose Phoenix. You say, well, hold on, Dave. Phoenix had the number one payroll in the league last year. Phoenix didn't even make the playoffs, and they have completely decimated their draft picks. They don't have any. The Kings now have all their picks and a couple of extra ones along the way in the future. And oh, by the way, the Kings payroll was almost 60 million, 70 million less than Phoenix. The Kings were in 16th place, Phoenix number 1. But I'd say hold on a second, though. Because the Suns have Kevin Durant, the Suns have Devin Booker, and the Suns have Bradley Beal. Let's start with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is probably the worst contract in the NBA. He is a revenue, probably a negative asset. In fact, not probably. He is a negative asset at this point. He's going to make almost $54 million next year. He has a player option the following year for $57 million. He's 100% picking that up. You might be able to trade him to somebody, but you'd have to throw something in. You're almost certainly stuck with him. You might even buy him out and stretch him if you can. That's actually what I think they'll end up doing. If they were going in the direction they should be. But I would say this. I would say Kevin Durant and Devin Booker alone, the two of them, have more trade value than anyone on the Sacramento Kings. Any combination. Zach LaVine is our Bradley Beal. He's better. It's a better deal. I'd rather have Zach LaVine and his contract than Bradley Beal and his contract. 100%. But Zach LaVine, at best, is a neutral asset, probably a negative asset. Chicago was talking about attaching assets to Zach LaVine to get out from under that contract. They just found a team in Sacramento willing to not do that. I don't think if Scott Perry, and again, I don't think this is going to happen because I don't think they want to trade LaVine, but if Scott Perry were able to somehow trade Zach LaVine in the offseason for any form of assets, I would be shocked. And I would immediately be very impressed with Scott Perry. Domantas Sabonis, here's the question. I'm not entirely sure who has more trade value, Domantas Sabonis or Keegan Murray. Now, Domantas Sabonis is a better player. Don't get me wrong. He's a better player. There's no doubt about it. Led the league in rebounds 3 years in a row. He's fantastic. But it's a very specific type of team that would trade for Domantas Sabonis. He's not fitting in to every single team. And Domantas Sabonis also makes $43.5 million next year, $46.5 million the year after, and $50 million the year after that. Whereas Keegan Murray makes $11 million next year and $14 million on a qualifying offer the year after. He's still on his rookie deal. So is it possible that Keegan Murray actually has right around the same trade value as Domantas Sabonis? Sure. And I don't think Sabonis has as much trade value as a lot of us think he should. Because it's a very, very limited, for a team to basically have almost a third and certainly a quarter of their salary cap tied up into one guy. There aren't a lot of teams that want to do that have the ability to do that, and that would want Domantas Sabonis as that guy. I love him. But I don't think the market is as huge for him as people think. DeMar DeRozan's got 2 more years left at a palatable contract. $25 million over the next couple years, but you're not trading DeMar DeRozan for multiple firsts or a young up-and-coming stud. You might get a combination of an expiring contract to match up with that and, somebody who's a rotation player. I think that would be a great deal for him. But I do believe one of DeRozan and LaVine will be gone this offseason, and I would all but guarantee you it's going to be DeRozan because, A, they don't want to trade LaVine, and B, LaVine's too tough to move. Now let's flip to the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant's going to get them a haul, not what he would have 2 or 3 years ago. He's not going to get them even a Mikal Bridges, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell haul. He's not getting them 4 or 5 first-round draft picks. But Kevin Durant is a positive asset. He will get them something significant. And Devin Booker, now there's your asset. Is he a Giannis-level asset? No. Is he a guy that could grab you 3 firsts and a stud player, young up and coming? Yes, he absolutely is. Devin Booker absolutely is a prize in the NBA. My point being, and this is what I said to Whitey, and again, he's not here to defend his point, but I'm trying to say I agree with. I think Whitey is correct, but I think a lot of the reason he is correct that Sacramento's in a better spot than Phoenix is because Phoenix refuses to do what they should. But I do think Phoenix has the ability to restock their draft capital very quickly. Buy out and or stretch Beal. I'd have to check and see what the rules are there and what they can do. Move off Durant. Move off Booker, which, again, they're not going to do. And then you're sitting there and you're looking at your picks being restocked. You probably got a player or two that's going to be good for the future. And then what do you have around him? Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little. You don't have a ton. Ryan Dunn. But you're going to have some picks. You're going to have some room to move. From the 916, Dave, you want decent players on the Sacramento Kings. Why do you act like Zach LaVine is not a good player, like he's just trash? That's how you act when you talk about him. It's kind of pathetic, dude. This is Double Tattoo Mike. I don't get it. Hey, Double Tattoo guy. Zach LaVine is not trash, nor have I ever said he was trash. Zach LaVine is a very good basketball player. My opinions are my opinions, and you're welcome. You are welcome to is nowhere near what his contract pays him. I think Zach LaVine is an incredibly gifted scorer and three-point shooter, and you're not really getting anything else out of him. You're not getting positive defense out of the guy. You're getting a very good high percentage volume shooter who had splits of 51, 44, and 87. He'll get you 4 boards, 3 to 4 boards, 3 to 4 assists, and he'll get you 22, 23 points a game. If you want to know statistically what Zach LaVine is a slightly more efficient 4 to 5 points more per game Harrison Barnes with lesser defense. That's what the stats would show you. That doesn't mean I'm saying Zach LaVine is Harrison Barnes. I'm saying that's what he is. But the problem is, which isn't Zach's fault, I would have signed the deal. Zach LaVine will make $48 million next year. Zach LaVine has a player option for $49 million the rest of the year. Zach LaVine is a top 5 most unmovable contract in the NBA. That's what I'm saying. Find the lie. It's not personal. I don't dislike Zach LaVine. I actually very much like Zach LaVine. But as you will see next year, if they go into the season with this roster, and I'm assuming they're going to go into the season basically with this roster plus whatever they can get for DeMar DeRozan, because I don't think LaVine and DeRozan will be on the floor at the same time. You're going to see a team that they're going to win somewhere around 40 games, maybe 500, maybe slightly over 500. They might get into the play-in. They probably will. They might, at their ceiling, get into the first round. The point I was making yesterday with Whitey and Jay was that, in my opinion, and I've said it a billion times, and those of you who listen to me regularly are probably sick of hearing it. This team, as it's constructed, has absolutely zero chance to contend for a title. They are not building to contending for a title. They're not on their way to contending for a title. They're not title contenders right now. I am not okay with that. I believe in 2 rules and 2 rules only. You are either on the road to title contention, and you could be a 35-win team and be on that road, or you're contending for a title right now. Everything else is purgatory, and it's pointless. And it's worthless. And it's taking years off your life while we dog paddle. It's not for me. If that's for you, that's fine. It's not for me. We'll take a break when we come back. Speaking of another team, speaking of Whitey Gleason, that he had mentioned might be in a worse situation, or at least a tough situation like the Kings, the Golden State Warriors. We'll do a little postmortem on them now that they go home and see what kind of situation they're at next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Data Bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
Memorial Day savings explode at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $12,500 off MSRP after rebates. Every new 2025 Silverado TurboMax in stock.
And Maida Chevy has similar savings on every new Silverado. One of the largest selections of new Silverado in the Sacramento area.
$12,500 off new Silverado. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
21 or more. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Players of all abilities will tell you that Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course is the area's #1 course for fun. Whether you're a beginner or an accomplished player, Bartley Kavanaugh has something for you. It's a great walking course, but motorized carts are available too. The moderately sized greens and generous fairway landing areas will add to your satisfaction and smiles for the day. Near the banks of the picturesque Sacramento River, Bartley Kavanaugh's Tap House Restaurant offers tasty food, whether you play golf or not. For tee times, visit BartleyKavanaugh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
At SMUD, we power local business with incentives on clean energy equipment, tools to manage electricity usage and save money, tailored solutions from dedicated strategic account advisors, and 50% lower rates than neighboring utilities, all while doing more for the planet with clean energy solutions, savings, reliability, personalized service, clean energy, helping local businesses thrive. That's our clean power promise. Learn more at smud.org.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
916-339-1140. I had somebody I work with. I won't say who this person is, but it was a colleague here. We were on the phone yesterday, and they said, "Is this the most frustrated Kings fans have been?" Not counting relocation. That's a whole different topic. Not counting relocation. Hey, come on in. By the way, that's the title of the video you probably once made. Now you got to turn on your mic. The little blue button.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, move the soda.
Okay.
Tom Maley.
Hi.
It says, gotta be quick.
Gotta be quick.
Why are you on the show today with me? Why did I ask you to come down? Because today is your last day.
Not on Earth, just in radio.
Well, we don't know that, by the way, but I would hope so.
Somebody texted on our text line and just said, goodbye, Tom.
You're going to get
I
a
thought
lot
that
of
was kind of cryptic.
We said this a couple days ago. Tom, well, no, we didn't. I guess we said it yesterday. It was right after you guys announced it, I think at 7:40. So somewhere in the 8 o'clock, we mentioned that Pat, Tom, and Cody is now Pat and Cody, that you decided, and I found out like 5 minutes before you announced it, that you were retiring. Thanks for that. And that today is your last day, and this weekend at Country in the Park is your last weekend.
Right.
And then you're off to fish.
And GA tickets still available, by the way.
Is that CITP Fest?
CITPfest.com.
I almost had it.
Yes.
Yeah. So this has now become, instead of Country in the Park, this is now the Farewell to Tom show.
No, it's still Country in the Park.
But kind of the headliner. Now you're at the point now where you could. It's just very rare in radio.
Yeah.
Usually people work and then they have a meeting on a Monday or a Friday.
Right.
We're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, pal.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to do some pretty funny stuff over the next day or two. Are you gonna? Or are you gonna play it professionally?
Of course not. I'm gonna play it.
Has there been any point since,
I might need a job again at some point, so I don't want to burn any bridges.
Well, that's a good point.
You know.
You've obviously thought about this. You apparently made the decision a while ago.
To be serious, I made the decision while Pat was going through his stem cell transplant.
Yeah.
He and I have been partners for 32 and a half years here in Sacramento. And while he was going through hell with that, it just made me realize that there's nothing guaranteed. And I've had this part-time fishing business on the side. I'm a fishing guide, and I've wanted to take it full time. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it while I still have some energy left, because you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, step off a curb and get hit by a bus tomorrow.
Sorry, you said energy, and that's my American Energy spots. They started playing that. Anyways. So bottom line is that your partner, our dear friend Pat, was in the fight of his life.
Yes.
And is doing amazing, and he's going to keep working, and you're going to go fishing.
Correct. So it'll be Pat and Cody. And in a weird way, I feel like I'm abandoning them, but at the same time,
you're abandoning us all.
Fine,
all of us.
I am ditching them.
You're a glue guy on this floor. I've said it for a long time. You're a glue guy because you have a great sense of humor, unless you're mad at me. Still scarred by that. One of my favorite things over the years to play is try to scare Tom and not kill him. And
yes.
We've had some great ones.
Yeah.
Some fun pranks.
We got to wrap this up.
Why?
Because I got to go back.
What are they going to do? Fire you?
They have more nice things to say
All
about
right.
me.
Well, look, a couple of, I know. Everyone's saying nice things about you. I don't know that I will, although I will miss you terribly. I do love you very much. I did get you something, but I didn't. It's not here yet.
Of course not.
So I will deliver that to you. I was talking to my dad yesterday. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to hire you to go fishing, because my dad's 82 now. He loves fishing.
That's cool.
So we're going to go out and fish. And then I'll give you your little gift.
All right.
Do you have any last words for our audience?
Yeah. If you want to give me a gift, stop smoking.
I did a long time ago. What are you talking about?
Did he stop smoking?
Idiot. Jeez, everyone knows that.
He did.
He has to go outside.
I can tell you right now, he hasn't smoked the entire show.
What are you doing outside nowadays? What do you
I
do?
walk around. I keep my habits. I breathe fresh air. I go to my car.
I didn't know that. Okay. All right. Well, then you've already given me the gift.
Okay. Well, I'll give you one more. Happy trails, Tom. And hey, don't go dying on us. See you, pal. That's Tom Maley, Hall of Famer. Tom Maley. Leaving forever. What is that like? Just, God, that's got to be a weird feeling. Tom's been here longer than I have by a large margin. Tom's been here longer than Jason's been here, which is saying something. What is that like? The week that you announced your retirement, everybody's saying stuff nice to you. That's got to be an incredibly weird situation.
He has told me to keep sending him videos of you.
Why? Have you shown him any videos today?
Mm-hmm.
From the 916. I think we should all just let Scott Perry do his job and sit back and wait and see what happens, because we might be intrigued and surprised I don't understand the rest of this text. I think this was voice to text. But the point is, look, we're going to talk about this ad nauseum this summer because there's not a lot else to talk about. This is what's on people's minds, and it is exhausting. I get it. There's a lot of fatigue. There's a lot of crappy team fatigue going around, and everybody has their own idea as to what we should do. And I'm not here to tell anybody they're wrong. I can tell you I strongly disagree with you, but if I knew exactly how to make this team better and I was sure, then I should be in a front office, and I shouldn't be in a front office. I agree that Scott Perry and Doug Christie should be given every piece of grace possible right now. In other words, they should be starting at neutral, at 0, not -1. Maybe Doug gets like +5 because we love him, and also look at what he did with the team during everything last year. This is nothing to do with Scott Perry and Doug Christie or their abilities or their talents. I don't have any confidence in it. I believe we will be sitting here this time next year having a very similar conversation. But that's just because I look at the roster, and I think there will be improvements next year, barring injury. But I would like one person. I've tried to find ways to whittle down my points to a very understandable couple of questions. And they're the questions I'm going to hammer into people all summer long. Number one, are the Sacramento Kings currently a contender for an NBA championship? I would imagine unanimously the answer would be no. We can all agree that they are right now not a contender for an NBA championship. Question 2. Do you believe the Kings are on a path to where they are building towards being a title contender? I strongly believe the answer is no. And I think about 80 to 90% of you would agree based on conversations I've had with you on the show, online, and all over the place. Then the third question is, do you think the Kings are a piece or two away peripherally that they can realistically get? Like, yeah, if they get Giannis Antetokounmpo and they add it to this team, they're going to be a title contender. That's not happening. So realistically, do you think they're a DeRozan for Grady Dick and I don't know, Keon Ellis for, or Devin Carter for? Well, if you don't think that either, well, then what are we doing? What are we doing? And one of the reasons I'm making such a big noise about this is that I would really, I don't believe the franchise believes that fans will continue to go to games if they do a full rebuild. Not tank, but strip down the assets, compile new assets that are young or draft picks, which obviously are very young, and move forward. I trust this fan base more. You give this fan base a team that goes out there and wins 33 games next year, but looks like Houston did 2 years ago with a bunch of young dudes that just are way too dumb right now to understand the NBA. They're way too young and silly, but you can see the potential. You can see them develop right in front of your eyes. Give this fan base a team like that has a clear direction. And they will really surprise you as far as how much they support these guys. We'll take a break. When we come back, quick 1-minute break. We'll get to the Warriors a little bit, what to watch as well, not just tonight, but this weekend and more. We'll do that next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco. A ball George went up and caught the ball.
49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, you know, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this half off tune-up right now? It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Appreciate you joining us today. Myself and Chris Rillard. Louis C.K. tickets still to come later on in the program. Your texts at 916-339-1140. We'll take your phone calls as well as at 1-800-920-1140. From the 530, you give us something like Houston or OKC or Detroit, and we're going to show up and pack that stadium. You give us Washington or Utah, it'll be less. Yeah, I hear you there. I think Utah is a little bit different than Washington. By the way, I think Washington's actually starting to get it together very quietly.
Isn't that what you're talking about with your fear that the front office is afraid that people will go away?
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to be Washington or Utah because no one's going to come.
Yeah, and I think the franchise needs to trust the fans a little bit more. This is a smart fan base. Now, look, if they just suck, and there's and you can't see what's happening with picks, with young players trying to figure their way through the world, then yeah, fan base is going to vote with their feet. But again, I would point to Detroit was the worst team in the NBA last year. And look at what they did this year. They had a bunch of, injuries, but also young players that had no idea what the hell they were doing because they're trying to come into their own. Look at Houston with all their young guys, the Greens and the Senguns and all that. They bring in a Fred VanVleet vet type, a Dylan Brooks, dare I say, vet type. A very good coach that knows how to teach, like Doug Christie does. Look at where Houston was this year. Yeah, first round out. Also, number 2 seed, and they're going places. And they're in the mix for Giannis. Houston's in a very good spot right now. I think we trade with them in a heartbeat. Where San Antonio is going to be next year. San Antonio is an embarrassment of riches right now, and they didn't even make the play-in last year. From the 916. Double tattoo guy who said, I think we should all let Scott Perry do his job. And one of the things he said, I think this time around will be different. And I asked him, I said, well, why do you think this time will be different? Honestly, why do you think it'll be different this time? He says it'll be different this time because of the way that Doug Christie and Scott Perry come off as genuine, no-nonsense guys. Well, I do think they come off as genuine and no-nonsense guys. You know who else came off as a genuine and no-nonsense guy? Vlade Divac. You know who else came off as a genuine and no-nonsense guy? Monty McNair. I won't put Pete D'Alessandro in that conversation. I think Luke Walton came off as a genuine guy. I think Mike Brown came off as a genuine guy. No nonsense. Running laps with the guys. Coach of the year, executive of the year. Do you think Monty McNair and Mike Brown, they just forgot how to coach and GM over the space of a year and a half? They just forgot? They were literally the best coach and GM in the entire NBA, and they both won it the same year. They just forget? Did they trip over a Lego? Good morning, Tin.
Hi, Dave.
You got to do better than you did on the afternoon show yesterday. That won't fly here. Go ahead.
All right, Dave. All right. Good morning. I encourage callers to call in, not just to your show, to any sports platform. Yesterday, I got to talk to the Big Blue Kickoff Live. Big fan of the Giants. And so I got to share my opinion with them. I watched them for years, and now they open up phone lines. And then I called into the Las Vegas show, and I got to speak with JT the Brick. I feel like fans can really make an impact on the future of sport and just voice their opinion. I think it's kind of sad, too, that people don't call, because years ago when game night was going on, they have Henry Turner, Scott Marsh, former NBA player. He played EuroLeague, friends with Gary Payton. And then he'll get no calls the whole hour. That breaks my heart. So I got to call in. I feel like more people should advocate the nourishment of bettering all around support of franchises, organizations, all the above. More people that chime in shows that we care, we listen, and we want our input heard. And they appreciate feedback. Just like Whitey said yesterday, too. Although they cut me off, hey, I got to say what I want to say, get off my chest. I think more people should do, too, so we can all do better as a whole. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Tin. 1-800-920-1140. Actually, never. I take it back. Don't call. Not following that up. Thank you, Tin. Knicks Celtics tonight, 5 p.m. ESPN. Hey, Chris, this game is in New York at Madison Square Garden. Well, who is favored by how much? You got to turn your mic on. That'll help.
The Knicks are favored by 2.5.
The Knicks are favored by, you know what? I'm going to agree with you. The Knicks are favored by 2.5. And hey, what do you know? The Knicks are favored by 2.5. The only difference is I knew in advance what it was going to be. You didn't cheat. The Knicks are favored by 2.5. Isn't that interesting how that works out? We are less than 48 hours from the Celtics beating them by 25 without Jason Tatum. And simply because we're changing venues by a few hundred miles, now all of a sudden, the team that just got blown out by 25, they come home, and now they're favored by 2.5. Does this go to a game 7?
I hope not.
Well, you hope not. Why do you hope not?
Because I just want to see New York fans go crazy. Somehow bring down MSG where they have to play in Brooklyn against Indianapolis.
But no injuries.
No injuries.
No. What would be a way to take Madison Square Garden out of commission and not a single person gets injured? They all, in celebration, flood the arena with motor oil. and it is deemed unsafe to walk on, and they have to relocate to Brooklyn. You know, it's funny. I'm going to say something. So, Tin's a fun caller, you could say. We also have Mitch that comes on this show, right? I haven't heard from Mitch in a while. I will say this as we go to break. I've always had a special place in my heart for those guys. I do. I can't help it. Because I don't know if it's just because things are different now. Technology, this, that, whatever. But man, I'm telling you, back in the day, calling into a radio show and being on hold, and you can hear the radio show on hold. And then and then you hear the host start to introduce you, and you hear that, that's the sound it makes when they bring you on the air, or in our case now, it's like a bong, and you come on the air, and now you're live. And man, I used to call, the Rise guys before I go to school when they'd have contests and stuff. This is a true story. I want a pound of Java City coffee and 3 cassettes from Whitey Gleason, Justin Case, and Kevin Boom Boom Anderson when I was in like 6th grade.
This is the height of luxury.
That is how old Whitey is. The what?
1 minute.
Oh, okay. The first ever show I called into was Rush Limbaugh on KFBK.
Gross.
I think I was 8, 9.
We have a young man here in Sacramento.
Honestly, you're not that far off. And honestly, the whole point, I'm not trying to, be a political guy here. He was on in the morning, and he's one of my favorite broadcasters of all time. Please understand what I mean when I say that. Howard Stern, Rush Limbaugh, Don Geronimo, and a handful of others were the ones I grew up just admiring the schematics of the way they broadcast, the pauses they would take, not Jim Rome pregnant pauses, but the pauses they would take, the emphasis, the enunciation, the way they would build segments. And my whole call to Rush was I thought that they should teach credit in schools. I was in 6th grade or whatever I was, and I said, I don't understand why they're not teaching what a FICO score is, and what the stock market's all about, and what how that works, how to invest. Well, young man, that's actually a very good point.
Why aren't they teaching this in schools?
We'll figure that out. Also, never mind. I don't know. So, and I know we got a break. And I've told this story before, but I would be like 16, 17 years old, hanging out with my buddy Brett at his older brother Sean's apartment. And I would call into Jim Cozumore, between 7 and 9. It was Coz and Jason. And everybody around me is it looks like a Cheech and Chong movie. I mean, come on. You got a bunch of, early 20s, teenage, whatever. They're all doing their thing. And I go into my guy's room, and I have my little radio, and I call into Coz's show, and I'd record the call on my little radio and then listen back, because this is what I wanted to do. And there's a thrill about that. There's a thrill about calling into shows. And I don't know if that's a thing anymore. Like JR calls usually every day. You had a couple regular callers, but guys like Mitch, because the guys on the chat line right now they're kind of bagging on Tim because he calls a bunch of shows. I get it. I get you're either into that or you're not. There's something that is an instant thrill about having a live conversation in front of thousands of people about a topic and going toe to toe with a host, or if you can get them to laugh or say that's a great point or engage, it's amazing. And I've been doing this job for a long time now, but I still get it. I 150% get it. All right, we'll take a break. I apologize for going down memory road. That's what happens when Jason's gone. When we come back, we will legitimately get to the rest of what to watch. We still got a Golden State Warriors postmortem we should probably get to. And the 49ers schedule release. I know Josh talked about that with Whitey. We've also got a word from Adam Schefter on it as well. We'll get to all that right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, getting out the door to a pleasant start to the day with a few clouds. As we head through the afternoon, those clouds will thin out. Mostly sunny skies expected. It's going to feel warmer as highs will move to the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's about time they
fix that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou, a term provider. 800-568-2790. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. And if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-568-2790. That's 800-568-2790. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-568-2790.
What's going on? I'm talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, tell me what's happening for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event.
You get the perk of being an employee without all the work, plus a little extra Hoblet discount on top of what everyone else has when you save up to $20,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Jeep Wagoneer S.
Now, I remember you saying how much your wife likes the Wagoneers.
It's true, and they are really nice. I'm super excited to be able to help you save so much so you can have one of your own. Plus, you get to experience our award-winning customer service. And remember to check out the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with nearly 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000. Whatever you're looking for, Hoblet has it.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
20,000 total net savings after 9,000 factory rebates and 11,000 dealer discounts, including employee pricing for all. Rebates may include 7,500 CDJ federal tax credit offered by third party and subject to change without notice. Consult a tax professional. 3 of this net savings. Sample VIN 6394. See dealer for details.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I didn't mean to do it, but always around summertime, I always love it every once in a while when we stumble onto classic KHTK conversations. A lot of texts at 916-339-1140. A lot of people talking about calling in. From the 916, I won an entry into the rock, paper, scissors tournament. Rise guys used to always do King's ticket giveaways, and you just have to answer King's trivia. I do. Every time I remember the rock, paper, scissors tournament, it actually makes me laugh. That was the brainchild of an ex-PD of ours who is doing something different now. And the whole premise was a massive rock. Wasn't it a rock, paper, scissors tournament and you won a truck?
I am not familiar with this contest.
I'm pretty sure I got it right. Other people can. I should, because I was there. It was at Rayleigh Field. They pulled the truck up. Oh, yeah, it was. You know what I was confusing it with? I think there was another radio station somewhere in the country that did one where everybody had to put their hand on the car.
That's been a big one.
Yeah, and then the last person to be touching it gets it, 48 hours later or whatever. No, we did a rock, paper, scissors tournament. And so basically, I think they were all 2 out of 3. And then you lose and you're out. That's it. You lose and you're out until the finals. But it just ended up being so much damn rock, paper, scissors, dude. I did not enjoy that contest, personally. Talking about past KHTK lineups. From the 916, my favorite lineup was Rise Guys with Phantom, Don and Mike. Well, excuse me, Rise Guys, Phantom, Jim Rome, Don and Mike, Grant and Mike, and then Co 7. That to me is the best lineup the station has ever had, of course, other than right now.
There was one summer for about a month. I would wake up at 8, turn on for the last hour of the Rise Guys.
Yeah.
Listen to all of Jim Rome.
Yep.
Listen to all of Don and Mike.
Yep.
And listen to 2 hours of Grant and Mike. And it's like, okay, I have to get out of my room.
Wow. Shots at
like I would just be playing whatever baseball video game was out that year, and I'm just playing that and listening to that.
You just said it the other day. What was it? MVP baseball or something?
Yeah, no, this was before 2005.
Okay. The 90s on this station were completely, if you weren't around, you'd have Don and Mike coming out and do their road shows. They sold out. God, was it the amphitheater, Toyota Amphitheater? I think it was. They sold it out. You had Jim Rome doing a tour stop here. I think he's done 2, but he did the one I want to say was actually maybe 99. It was right after the Kings got good, because I know Weber and the guys were there.
I want to say about 2000 or 2001.
I think you're right.
At Arco.
I think, honestly, I don't know you're ever going to touch that lineup. And part of the reason you're never going to touch that lineup is just radio is completely different right now. Like, this is coming from a guy that worked with Don. Don and I did a show for years. I thought the Don and Mike show was the funniest show on radio, including Howard Stern, who was and still is a hero of mine as a broadcaster. I honest to God thought Don and Mike pound for pound were funnier. Plus they funny now to say it, but they were censored. Like, they were on terrestrial radio. Although that's my point. Don and Mike would never work today on terrestrial radio, because you cannot do half the stuff that you did on the Don and Mike. You can't.
We can't do the stuff that we did at night.
At nights. You're 100% right.
I just told you about me calling in on the night show.
Yes, you did. Yes,
saying we could never do that again.
Yes, you did. And you're 100% correct. I got the show in 2006, and I was single in my 20s, late 20s, mid 20s, and a disciple, if you will, of Grant, Mike, Whitey, Don, Mike, Howard. Like, those were my influences. If I was a band, those were my Radioheads and Pearl Jams and Metallicas. So you come in on a 9 to midnight show when no one's listening from the station at all, no management. They're just like, hey, just don't lose. Always said to me, don't lose the license. But we tried. We tried to lose the license. And we had guys like Chris, where you got your start, Timmy the mailman, Deuce. Deuce actually got his start on the guy's show prior to me, who had the spot, Tim Montemayor. And the whole thing with Deuce was I was already working on the show as Carmichael Dave.
And ironically, Jay Johnson was working with Tim. He came in as an intern for Tim.
I did.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Yeah, he started here as an intern. Yeah.
I just literally 2 seconds ago knew that. I had no idea. Wow. Yeah, Montemayor had a few of us through there. And so he didn't want to call because Dave Mason was another Dave from Carmichael. So I think for a second he called him like Carmichael Dave the second, but then that just turned into Deuce, which he still has today. That's where Mark Cuman came in as an intern and told us all to call him Top Ramen, and we said, go F yourself. So we started calling him Noodles. And we used to do things like make me laugh. We had bands in studio. We had exotic dancers in studio. That was me trying to figure my life out. And then of course Ron Artest coming in for an entire summer, doing his show. Came in for a half an hour one night. Next thing you know, he's not having a good time at home with his wife. She thinks anytime he's gone, he's going to be at the clubs. So he found the best of both worlds. So we would stash a bottle of Malibu and cranberry juice or orange juice or pineapple juice in the fridge. That was his. People would always say, well, what are you paying him? Well, we're paying him in booze, because he would come in some sort of shirt and Mountain Dew colored sweat shorts and bunny slippers. And he'd pull up and he'd come on around 9:15 and he'd pour himself a glass of Malibu. And he'd stay till midnight, and he pretty much did 4 to 5 shows a week for an entire summer. So those were different times. And in some ways, I miss them terribly. In other ways, I don't. For example, bad decisions like this. Unscreened phone call. Hello.
Remember the time you had Don and Mike? You had Don Geronimo with you?
Yeah, what we were just talking about. Well, Mike wasn't. Mike was doing his podcast with Oscar and the rest of the guys out of Florida, I think.
Who's Oscar?
Oscar wasn't Oscar one of his co-hosts on the Mike O'Mara show?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Don had a great story where you picked him up in like your old little Toyota or something.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, well, I had an old beater of a car, and Don lived in Granite Bay. I lived near 50 and Watt, but when Don fell off the stage at Cal Expo and literally broke his head. What are you laughing for? And he broke his head, and I up until, I don't know, a few years ago, I probably should have signed and sold him. I had these jeans because I was cradling his head in my lap till the EMTs got there, and my jeans had blood. They were caked in blood, right? So Don gets out of the hospital in this neck brace. He can't drive. So every morning I would go get him in Granite Bay, and then we'd show up here because we were in middays then. So we'd show up here, and then I'd take him home. That we did that, I want to say, for 6 months. And to be fair, he did give me his Xbox Kinect to take home, so I could. That was the Switch before the Switch, or the Wii before the Wii. So I did get paid. We had a lot of great bonding in the car with Halo Don Geronimo.
He told you guys that was great radio. He talked about it. I'm sorry to laugh, but he was okay. But the falling off the stage actually is kind of funny if you go back in time. Well, it was just a complete fall off the stage moment. He was fine. He survived, right? I mean, yeah. But
I see how.
You were talking about your.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say you pick them up. He said there's garbage bags and potato chips.
Yeah.
And all this wrappers in your car.
He's right. He's 100% right. My car was trashed, dude. Trashed. I can see how it would be funny to people. It wasn't funny to me, but I get it. I literally thought he was dead. Like I thought that was it. That was not a blast. But the afterwards is. We'll take a break when we come back. No, we're just cycling through, aren't we? Who's hot? Who's not? And we'll go streaking before we re-rack Sam at 9 o'clock. We also have celebrity birthdays and Friday fun and games. We'll get all that right after this.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
The Sacramento River Cats are turning up the fun for the second half of 2025. Fan favorites like Star Wars Night, Harry Potter Night, and 916 Night are back. Plus all new hits like Christmas in July, Camp River Cats Night, and Nickelodeon Night. And don't miss your Cats repping the Dorados de Sacramento in a full slate of themed games. Grab your tickets and join the party at Sutter Health Park. Sacramento River Cats baseball tickets are available now at rivercats.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, with second baseman Zach Geloff having spent the entire year on the IL, the A's offseason acquisition of Luis Urias as a free agent has turned out to be a shrewd move. As of the end of the last homestand, Urias had started 20 consecutive games at second base, hitting 4 home runs, including a walk-off against the White Sox, and his OPS almost .830. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Get ready for a summer of music, comedy, and thrills with the Sacktown Sports Live events calendar. Kick it off with punk legends The Damned at Ace of Spades May 31st. Then laugh it up with comedian Kathleen Madigan at Hard Rock Live Sacramento June 7th. Country fans, mark your calendars. Whitey Morgan and the 78s roll into town June 19th, followed by jam-packed June 21st. Tainted Love is at Ace of Spades. Lee Bryce and Walker Hayes are at Ironstone Amphitheater, and Penn and Teller are at Thunder Valley. Then it's 3 days of music and wine at the Country Summer Music Festival, June 27th through the 29th at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Don't miss the tradition and thrills of the Folsom Pro Rodeo, July 3rd through 5th, followed by country superstar Cody Johnson at Golden One Center, July 18th. August brings legends. Catch Rick Springfield August 1st and Parker McCollum at the Ironstone Amphitheater June 16th. Grab your tickets now and don't miss a beat, only with Sacktown Sports.
There are so many benefits of working with the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Now, we chose them to get our new garage doors, and we're so thrilled that we did. They look absolutely amazing. Jason Ross here. And for us, well, we just flat out needed new garage doors. But maybe you do as well, or maybe it's just repairs to your existing doors. Well, the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento can help you with that. It is also a great time of year because this is when homes go on the market. So is yours ready? Well, one thing, don't forget about that garage door, because a new garage door can increase the value of your home. First off, with Curb Appeal, a new modern or stylish garage door can improve the overall appearance of your house. Also, the return on investment. It is one of the most cost-effective upgrades to increase your home value. You can see for yourself. Just visit the showroom off Franklin Boulevard and ask about the Sacktown Sports Special. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Is hot. Who's hot?
Shohei Ohtani.
Oh. Shohei Ohtani. He was rather hot yesterday.
He has played 42 games this season. He already has 15 or more home runs, 10 or more stolen bases, 45 or more runs scored, and 25 or more walks. No one else in Major League Baseball history has put up those numbers over any 42 game span at any time in a single season.
He's pretty good. Oh, and also he used to be a good pitcher. I don't know if is
he overpaid if he never goes back to pitching again?
God, I don't think so, but only because of the business of the sport, because the amount of money they're making in Japan, I think more than justifies his contract. I think what's crazy to me, I saw this, it seems like Shohei Ohtani is still fairly new to the league, but he's actually been here this is his 8th season, but he just turned 30 years old. He has 240 home runs. He's halfway to 500 home runs. And this is his 8th season.
Unfortunately for him, and what's happened with Trout too, is he's kind of forgotten in Anaheim.
Yes.
Los Angeles of Anaheim.
Well, and also what's really crazy is that his first 3 years in the league, he hit 47 home runs combined. He hit 46 in 2021. He hit 47 his first 3 years. He had 54 last year. Man, he's good. He is good. Well, then, if he's hot, that means there's a not. Who's not?
Jamal Williams. Last night in OKC's loss, he had 6 points. He was 3 of 16 from the field, 0 of 4 from the 3-point line.
There's always tomorrow. You know who's not hot? The A's. They got they got absolutely destroyed. They start their series in San Francisco with the Giants tonight. Shall we go streaking? Let's go streaking. By the way,
well, why don't it skip that? That's not cool.
Why don't it skip that? By the way, Jason Ross off today. It's his birthday. He'll be back on Monday. As Chris re-racks streaking. Ooh, White Sox Cubs Battle of Chicago.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Wait a
Who
minute.
is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking. Okay, I'm stupid. We know that. And I'm just starting to get kind of back into baseball after taking a few years off. Did you know this was a themed weekend? Am I the only one that didn't?
That it's rivalry weekend?
Yeah, like straight up. I started looking at the schedule. I was like, oh, wait, Battle of Chicago. That's cool.
I figured it out when I saw Soto was going back.
Yeah.
Against the Yankees.
A's, Giants, Angels, Dodgers, Astros, Rangers, Cardinals, Royals, Rays, Marlins. It's Yankees, Mets, so you're not having Yankees, Red Sox there. Nationals and Orioles. Pirates and Phillies. Battle of Ohio, Guardians and Reds, and of course the White Sox and Cubs. That's pretty cool. It's all either rivalries, whether historical or geographical.
Wait, who's the Diamondbacks playing?
Oh, well, that's the thing. There's a few scuds in here, like Tigers, Blue Jays, I guess, because Detroit's near.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. Let's see, Twins, Brewers. So you got So they're doing their best. Rockies, Diamondbacks.
Okay.
So that's the closest team to. I think that is Denver closer to Phoenix than Phoenix is to LA or San Diego. I don't.
Well, I think San Diego's closer to Arizona.
Yeah, I think you're right. But they have, weirdly enough, the Mariners and Padres. But what are you going to do with that?
That kind of fits.
I mean, no, I don't know. Wait, San Diego and Seattle?
Yeah, the I-5 series.
Okay. All right. Where are we and how did we do?
Well, Dave, you picked Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, I did. I did.
I think you should get like 2 extra days.
Yeah, I think so.
He got several hits yesterday.
Ooh, boy, he did quite well. Jason Ross?
Jason, he does not have a streak going, so he picked Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena, he got up 4 times for the Houston Astros, and he got 1 hit.
Oh, okay. So we've got streak, sort of,
and I wasn't going away from my guy, Jackson Holiday. So he got up 4 times. And
wow, again.
I think he only gets hits when I pick him. He's had only one game that he hasn't gotten a hit.
He hasn't done tremendous things for me.
I don't think you've picked him this season.
I will, in celebration of the I-80 series with the A's and Giants. Even though I'm a Giants fan, wearing the Giants cap, you know what? I'm going to go with our hometown A's. Give me the 3rd best hitter in the major leagues right now, Jakob Wilson, shortstop, Oakland Athletics.
This is strange. I'm also taking Jacob.
Oh, boy.
And can we make it 3 in a row?
Will Jason take him?
Because he gave me his pick.
Oh, he did?
Jason has picked Aaron Judge.
Oh, shocking. All right. All right. Sam Amick coming up. We'll re-rack him from yesterday for those of you who missed it. By the way, from the 209, what's up, Dave? Oscar from Stockton. Since you're reminiscing from the past, can you tell me the story about why you got let go from the station years ago? I know you got let go. I don't know the story. I will just simply say this. Number 1, we're out of time. I can't. Number 2, I will never tell the complete story. I have alluded to it many times, but one thing I did promise is I would never tell that story in full on these airwaves. It was the best thing to ever happen in my career, and I appreciate everybody involved. Everything was different when I came back, but yes, that would be 13 years ago this month I was let go. We'll take a break. When we come back, Sam Amick of The Athletic from yesterday. We'll talk to him next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/score. That's ethos.com/score.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Testing.
We are live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
What's going on? I'm talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, tell me what's happening for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event.
There's been a lot of talk lately about electric vehicles, and this has to be one of my favorites. And right now, don't just get the employee pricing, get Employee Pricing Plus with a little extra Hoblet discount. When you save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xEs. These Jeeps are so much fun to drive and save you a bundle at the pump.
Yeah, save money. They look pretty nice, too.
Those Jeeps have been hugely popular, and everyone I've talked to loves them. Plus, you get to experience our award-winning customer service. And remember to check out the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with nearly 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000. Whatever you're looking for, Hoblet has it.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
10,000 total net savings after 2,500 factory rebates and 7,500 dealer discounts, including employee pricing for all. Rebates may include 500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders. VIN number 24461 and 24463. See dealer for details.
For 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by Malik. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
You know, some say the most anticipated show we have all week long. I don't want to blow his head up too big, but hey, he's got kids in college. The one, the only Sam Amick. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, David. How you doing?
Good. What about Jason? Don't you care about him?
See, that's the YouTube component. I just heard your voice. I didn't see Jason. I have to see him. I will not greet Jason until I see him.
Oh, wow. Wow, look at that.
Good morning, Jake.
Well, yeah, Jason's not talking now.
I'm not going to acknowledge Sam until I see him.
Oh, Sam. The NBA playoffs are in full swing. Lots of storylines, lots of drama. Let's start with the Celtics. And again, you and I generally, I'll call you before we talk just to talk real quick. But sometimes I just throw you curveballs, and I'm just seeing if you know anything. But this Kristaps Porzingis thing, is this a weird story yet or not? And again, I said this earlier, just so you don't think I'm a total, D-bag here. It's his life. It's his business. It's whatever. But the fact that we don't really know what's going on with him, 12 minutes last night, or 1 minute last night, sorry. Joe Mazzulla said he couldn't breathe. I'm starting to worry about the guy. Uh-oh. Did Sam switch?
No, Sam did not switch. Sam hit the mute button.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, I was, I don't want to assume too much, but it feels like it is tied to what he dealt with earlier in the year. And yeah, it's not great. I'm actually just looking at Mazzulla's comments right now. It's good for the Celtics that they obviously survive without him. And Luke Cornett, played like Will Chamberlain. But not great, terrible timing, and a little concerning just given the nature of it for sure.
In their perspective, and just wondering in your circles, Sam, of all the people you end up getting to talk to,
What do you think the impact for the Celtics will be on this Tatum injury? Because, I mean, he is going to be out for an extended period of time. This was a team that had a championship window that was still open, but what kind of impact do you think that will have on them and the league?
I mean, so even if the Achilles is fully intact and he's Jason Tatum, full health, they had a tricky summer ahead of them already because, and then shameless plug of the week, John Hollinger at our place had a really good story the other day talking about the Celtics and the Cavs and teams like them where it's like, you guys know, like the second apron ramifications are just incredible. And the championship windows all of a sudden are pretty small. They close pretty quickly. And so money wise, this, payroll and this roster is headed towards some kind of a breakup. It's not a rebuild breakup, but it is a, goodbye Holiday, goodbye Derek White, like one of those type of guys, goodbye Porzingis. The Tatum thing, it just, I don't know. I mean, they have new ownership and now it calls into question what strategy do they want to go with? Because, he's your guy. He's signed through 2029. He's not going anywhere, but, your level of competitiveness is impacted, even though it didn't look like it last night. Obviously, that was a great game for them. But it's just, it's devastating. And then you have, the Tatum individual part of it, which is just very unfortunate. They had a real chance to, and they technically still do, but like for him to be a back-to-back champion. So it's just terrible. I mean, and, the optics of, or just the visuals of him going through what he went through the other night. That was hard to watch.
So the Celtics are going to have a perhaps interesting summer, or actually they might even have a boring summer though with Tatum being injured. That might preclude them from doing a bunch of stuff. Milwaukee's going to have themselves an interesting summer. Sam, you've been through this before. We've heard Giannis rumors before, and then he always ends up staying, re-upping, doing whatever. Is this different?
Not yet. It's funny because with all due respect to my friend and former colleague at The Athletic, Shams Charania, the ESPN had kind of framed the latest Giannis story as, for the first time, Giannis was open-minded about leaving the Bucks. And I just, I definitely don't agree with that characterization. Every single time he's had a Supermax extension on the table, or that discussion to have, he's made it, he's kind of made the Bucks work for it, whether it's just delaying the choice or, actually signaling that he wants them to make roster changes. And then they have the Damian Lillard trade, Drew Holiday before that. So the thing now is that he's older, the struggles are greater. You're talking 3 first-round bow outs, 2 in a row to the Pacers, getting swept. It's a tough look. And then you have the Damian Lillard Achilles injury that really complicates things because as if it was not bad enough already that they just hadn't been as good together as hoped, at least collectively. Now, like I've written multiple times, like they were going to talk to Dame about possibly trading him, and it was a mutual thing. He was potentially looking elsewhere. But, that could have been a means to shaking up the roster one last time, maybe adding some depth. He's still an all-star who's given you 25 and 6, whatever it is. But now he's a guy who can't play basketball. So that's pretty devastating for everybody.
I know they could have gotten or could get whatever they want really for Giannis, but is now the time? Does it make sense though, Sam, for them to explore that based on, look, Dallas has the number 1 pick now on the lottery. I don't know if they're going to move that, but you've got Houston that would show some interest. I'm sure San Antonio has potential interest. OKC could have the means. I feel like they could get a haul. Do you think that is a road that Milwaukee will pursue?
Yeah, Jay, I caught most of that as I was jumping over to video here. Sorry, can you give me the clip notes real quick on that question?
Does it make more sense though now? I know Giannis maybe has always kind of stuck around with them, but Milwaukee to transition to this with, I think, 3 or 4 real potential suitors that could give Milwaukee kind of a fresh start and certainly help Giannis go to a more competitive team, I guess.
Yes, but I continue to get reminded, man, my close-up shot is
Love
on
it.
here.
Love it.
Good.
It's you.
Am I doing that or is that on your end?
No, that's on our end, Sam. We want to see your face.
Yeah, we love it.
Okay.
You're a
I
handsome
haven't even
dude.
brushed the teeth yet. My lord. So I keep getting reminded that, like I'm stating the obvious, but I think Bucks fans would like us to state the obvious. He is like, Lou Alcindor famously played for their team, won a championship, went to the Lakers. Other than that, and Giannis has been there longer, he is the best basketball player the city has ever had. And they do not take the topic of him departing lightly. And there is a school of thought from the Bucks, and our beat writer Eric Name did a nice job writing this the other day, that like, okay, before saying, oh, look at the shiny offer from the Spurs or the Rockets or the Knicks or the Nets, although that, the Nets are certainly looking at it. Every team across the league, even the Mavs, like, oh, you want to give us Cooper Flag, which is not going to happen. The Bucks would rather, if Giannis was up for it, do what we'll call a gap year, which is like, let's all agree we're not going to title contend this year. But, Kobe had times during his Lakers career where there were little respites in between contention. Steph did as well. Where you're going to be an MVP caliber player, you're going to get individual accolades, and people are going to see your greatness on a nightly basis. And then you got to give us a little bit of time here to figure this out, because it's not, they are just so handcuffed right now. It's not going to happen this summer. So that's the calculus. But Giannis is the one who is in charge. I wrote the other day, he is talking to people right now, trying to get various opinions of how people see the situation. Historically, what will happen next is he and his agent, Alex Saratzis, and also his European agent will sit down with John Horst, the Bucks GM, and hear John's vision for what he wants to do. And if the vision makes him happy, then all the noise goes away. And if it doesn't, he doesn't even necessarily ask out at that point. It might be another meeting when it says, no, that doesn't sound good. Let's come up with another plan. So I think it's going to be a drawn out process, to be honest.
Sam Amick joining us. There is no question the weirdest story of the year is in Texas. Nico Harrison, you want to talk about a roller coaster, goes from fired Nico chants, which those might still exist, for making one of the most inexplicable trades in modern NBA history, many say, to getting not just the number one pick in the draft with a 3% chance, but it's one of those drafts where they say a generational talent is there in Cooper Flag, a two-way guy. Now, all of a sudden, you're looking at Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag, and friends. I think a lot of people would say that's a better team than the one that had Luka, mainly for defensive purposes. But my goodness gracious, what a roller coaster this year for both Nico, the Mavs, and Mavs fans.
Indeed. Craziness. I'm sure you guys hit this topic the other day, and I know I'll sound like an NBA spokesman or propaganda guy, but like the conspiracy theory talk, like just do some homework and look at the extensive reporting, very transparent reporting that is done every single year on the process. And even one of our guys had a great piece last year talking, he actually interviewed magicians and, kind of Houdini types to combine the details of the process with a person like that's perspective on, with your skills, is there any way you could pull this off? And it was like, no, there's nothing you can do with this. So, it is insane that is legitimately how this landed. Nico and his reaction, the cameras catch him, and Michael Finley sitting next to him, he jumps out of his chair. He's ecstatic. I know sports fans we all don't slow down often enough to think about the human side of things. Like Nico, his family there's been a lot happening there. Like the fans have been all over him. So in that sense, I'm happy for him, but it's crazy because Kyrie's going to take a while to get back. But if you talk about that roster at full health, and let's say Kyrie got back in January, February, something like that, and had a ramp up, or even the following year. I mean, that's a damn good team, and it gives Cooper a chance to obviously kind of find his way in an environment where it's not like DeMarcus Cousins, a la whatever year he came into the league, where you got to carry a franchise right out the gate. You know, so often that's the rookie experience that is kind of, you know, and just not the healthiest route. So, yeah, Mavs fans, I think Rick Welts, their team president, very happy guy because he's in charge of season ticket holders and all the money that they were bleeding. So I think some of that is going to come back now.
I'm wondering if there's any league-wide pushback, Sam, because, I mean, it was great drama, incredible theater to see. Is it going to be the Spurs? Is it going to be the Mavs? But, you know, another year where the team with the worst record doesn't win, and the league has done its best to avoid tanking, to add the play-in, to, you know, hurt the odds of the worst record teams. But, you know, the 2 or 3 of the worst records didn't benefit at all. Any pushback from anybody around the league about the way this system is set up?
Yeah, I think there's a sense that, you know, it's working too well, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it didn't cut out all the tanking, but the tanking has improved quite a bit. There still was a fair amount of kind of unabashed tanking. And the Sixers are the kind of the only team that benefited from it in this situation, where they kind of soft tanked, or, you know, not soft, but at the end, they end up holding onto their pick. You know, the Jazz, the Wizards are looking at it like, you know, they are teams in desperate need of talent, and they didn't get it in this draft. I think Adam Silver is probably mostly happy. I think there's going to be discussion from GMs about, you know, could we maybe taper off the flattening of the odds, you know, from 14%, you know, being the maximum, up to, you know, I forget where it was at before, 28, 25, maybe somewhere in the middle. But I don't know. Personally, it's, you know, and I know I've never been in that GM spot, but I don't have a ton of sympathy for it. It's like, well, this is why they did it.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to just compete and play the games, and then just see where the balls fall in the lottery. And you know, but we do now have this trend of pretty competitive teams getting pretty damn good picks.
I want to go back to the conspiracy thing, because, by the way, I 100% agree with you. There's, you know, I don't need to agree with you. I think it's fact. There's just no way that's happening. And like you said, do the homework and just read many articles, whether it's Ernst & Young or the fact that each team has a representative back there. I would just ask this, though. I feel like some of this with the NBA, is it self-inflicted, Sam? Why, I don't know, why not just televise it? Why not just televise the whole process? Or even if that means you've got to streamline it to make it more televisable, why not just televise the whole thing?
No, that's fair. I mean, it's crazy that the people in the room have like an hour where they know what happened,
right,
and the rest of the world doesn't, you know.
It's like a conclave.
Yeah, indeed.
The white smoke for Cooper Flag.
The Duke Blue. So yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. I mean, they're pretty transparent about it. You know, I'm not a TV expert. I don't know.
Have you been in there, Sam? I'm sorry. Have you been in there as one of the reporters before?
No, it's admittedly one of the funny, you know, self-induced kind of parts of my fun NBA run. I've literally never even been to the draft.
Wow.
Every time this year, this is just my own stamina. Every time this time of year comes around, it's always been playoff heavy, and it's like there's no way I'm juggling a trip to New York.
Yeah.
On top of this, but I might change it next year. I'm having a little FOMO. The more the years go by, I'd like to see it. But you know, a lot of my friends and colleagues have been in the room. Again, our Mike Vorkanoff at our place wrote a really fun piece from inside the room the other day, and including the Mavs assistant GM Matt Riccardi. This is, as dads, we can appreciate this. He had a little folder with him that day with all the info about the odds and the probabilities and you know, everything that was going to possibly go into their chances for Dallas. And he had a little sticker of an owl that was closing his folder, and it was his 1.5-year-old son had, quote unquote, got it for him as a good luck charm because Matt's buddies growing up called him the owl for whatever reason. So it was just, it's like this, like it is this room where all these grown people just lean all the way into whatever like superstitious sensibilities they have, and everybody's bringing Lucky Charms and everybody's just crossing their fingers, and the Mavs won it. But to your, as far as the conspiracy side, yeah, I mean, televising it would help. You mentioned Ernst & Young, like that company would be debilitated if it ever got out that they were part of a sham.
Right.
Yes. And it would be a felony. You would be legitimately, so
David Stern said that once. He said, it's so funny. Anytime maybe it was to Jim Rome. I forget who he said it to, but he said, do people realize when they bring this up, they're accusing me of multiple felonies and racketeering?
Right.
Like, it's not just like, oh, I'm making it up for the team. Like,
here's my pet peeve too. I've actually been meaning to get this off my chest. This is the perfect forum. Who needs to stop talking like this is the guy who was in the discussion for greatest player of all time. Like, LeBron has on podcast publicly talked about how when he went to Cleveland that it was obviously rigged because there's no way you're putting me back to my hometown. And he had like 2 or 3 different examples, and it's like, my God.
Yeah,
LeBron,
Derrick Rose to Chicago, Ewing to New York, him to, I remember this. Yeah, I saw it. It's crazy.
So that is not helping.
Yeah. We're talking with Sam Amick from The Athletic, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Sam, Warriors eliminated last night, understandably. Losing Steph did them in. They didn't really get playoff Jimmy the last couple of games, but they are kind of cap tied too with Steph and Jimmy and Draymond going forward. What's next for the Warriors? Just another run at it? What do you think?
I don't know. It's funny. When they beat the Rockets and I was in Houston for Game 7, I, somewhat definitively wrote my opinion that victory, made the Jimmy Butler trade a success, that it was meaningful basketball. That's all Steph Curry wanted. He got that. And I still believe that, but you very quickly pivot and go, oh boy, like now you have 2 more full years of Jimmy at $120 million combined, 60 apiece. You have Steph and Draymond not getting younger, Jimmy not getting younger. You have the Kuminga situation this summer where I think he'll head elsewhere, but we'll see what happens there. It's just the question of how competitive they're going to be next year is front and center. Now they do have, the Pajemskis and the Moody's, the Trace Jackson Davis, like those guys will get better. I don't have their cap sheet in front of me and forget free agency wise what they're dealing with, but beyond Kuminga, but they're going to be a team that is fighting to get in the playoffs and fighting to maybe get home court. I do wonder, this is just me talking for now, I haven't looked into this, but I wrote the other day when we had a Giannis piece about the Giannis thing has always floated out there when it comes to the Warriors. And I had shared a little detail that could be nothing, could be something about how at All-Star weekend, Giannis was the only non-Warriors player who was hanging out at Steph's All-Star party. And it was, if I'm being honest, it was something else to be in the room and see all these Warriors people with their jaws on the floor going, oh my God, there he is, and it was right next to Chase Center. So you do, whether it's Giannis or anybody else, you wonder if Joe Lacob, doesn't at least have a few conversations this summer about, do we need to swing even bigger? I don't know if they would ever think about coming off Jimmy and looking at his market so quickly, probably not. But Joe is ultra competitive, and they're going to be continuing to kind of chase Father Time here, or keep ahead of Father Time when it comes to Steph and his the end of his career here.
Last thing for you, just got to ask. I mean, not much going on with the Kings right now. You have a chance to sit down with Scott Perry yet? Is that on the radar? Just kind of looking ahead to the summer.
Yeah, we're supposed to chat soon. But I saw his press conference a while back. Was in touch with BJ Armstrong a little bit, the new assistant GM. I mean, we'll see. The Mike Woodson thing became official, and yeah, I mean, not a ton there. I certainly saw Jake Fisher of Substack reported the stuff that had already kind of been out there about DeMar DeRozan's future being somewhat in question. I think for sure that's on point. I mean, in general, it feels like, and I don't know how Scott sees the roster right now, but it does feel like everybody agreed they need a point guard, and then ironically, everybody kind of agrees that the ball is in too many people's hands. That it's Zach and DeMar and Demonis and Malik. So it had felt like one's got to go. And DeMar wants to be in a pretty competitive situation, and we'll see what happens there. But that's all I got for now, buddy.
Well, as always, like to end the Sam Amick Show, brought to you by Jiffy Lube, with a piece of fan mail, this time from the text line. Let's go to Homer James on the text line, Sam, who says, and I'll quote this here, you guys...
Make me or annoyed.
Oh, no. This is a good one. No, this is somebody who, I wouldn't do that. You guys are both shells for the NBA. The reason the drafting is rigged is because shells like you come out and defend it, so afraid to lose your job. So, as a fellow shell, I would just like to say, Sam, that my general rule is if you're struggling with how to spell shill, you probably shouldn't be critically thinking.
I was very confused by shell.
You're a shell, Sam. Stop being a shell, you shell.
At least I'm not a homer. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Hey, well done.
Homer's calling you a shell.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a great weekend. Love to the family. We'll talk to you soon. And thank you as always.
All right, y'all. Be good.
A shell. Sam Amick, close up and personal with you.
Yeah.
That's going to make for good videos for the YouTubes.
What you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this? Half off tune-up right now. It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com.
Memorial Day is the unofficial beginning of summer and a time to reflect on the blessings we enjoy living in this country. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At Naturewood's Memorial Day sale, you choose the offer. It's like two sales in one. Take 10% off regular prices or get 24 months of no-interest financing with payments on approved credit. Then you can choose from living rooms, sofas, sectionals, dining rooms, bedrooms, home offices, and so much more. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, you can shop and save big on the best selection of quality furniture, including Sacramento's largest selection of furniture made in the USA. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for that water wheel.
The cards are lining up with Sky River Casino's $130,000 weekly Baccarat tournament. Every Thursday, now through June 26th, is your chance to share in $10,000 in prizes, with a guaranteed weekly winner taking home $5,000 in prizes. Feeling lucky? Your first hand is on us. Visit skyriver.com for complete details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs From voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery. So he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Sacramento River Cats are turning up the fun for the second half of 2025. Fan favorites like Star Wars Night, Harry Potter Night, and 916 Night are back, plus all new hits like Christmas in July, Camp River Cats Night, and Nickelodeon Night. And don't miss your Cats repping the Dorados de Sacramento in a full slate of themed games. Grab your tickets and join the party at Sutter Health Park. Sacramento River Cats baseball tickets are available now at rivercats.com.
They say no two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app with over 16 million subscriptions sold? Well, we thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. She's an artist and absolutely a visual learner. She's doing a deep dive into our Babbel wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is very much a type A, say it to my face, listening learner. So he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to make sure that accent?
Precio.
Keith's a real people person and a curious learner. So he loves Babbel's Culture Bites, full of insights and native knowledge about the language he's learning. Like what's served for Christmas dinner in Germany?
Glühwein, Weihnachtsgans und Christmasstollen.
Wherever you are, however you learn, Babbel is the best choice to break any language barrier. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
San Francisco! What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Touchdown!
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The front seat, sitting in the back seat.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Happy birthday to Jason Ross. Off today. He'll be back on Monday. Got celebrity birthdays coming up also. Louis C.K. tickets, the final round of those this week for June 14th. We'll give those away a little bit later. The PGA Championship update I'll give you, second round just underway. You may not know a lot of the names up top. Jonathan Vegas is still has a 2-shot lead through 11. Had a huge day yesterday. Max Homa shot a 7 under today. He is now tied for third. Luke Donald, former world number 1, still hanging in at -4. He is not teed off yet. Bryson DeChambeau was even yesterday. He's now all the way up to 13th place with a 3 under so far. He is through 14. What I think is more interesting, Scotty Scheffler, world number 1, tees off in about an hour. He's at 2 under. But the projected cut line is 2 over as of right now. I think that might go down to 1 over based on how people are shooting so far. Jordan's if the cut happened right now, Jordan Spieth would miss it by 1. Sergio would miss it. Rory, who is at +3, would miss it. Justin Thomas at +4 would miss it. He actually Justin Thomas just birdied, so he is now at 3 or while I was talking. Will Zalatoris is at +6. Phil Mickelson at +8. Justin Rose at +9. And Dustin Johnson at +12. He is 5 over today alone. He is on 17. He will not make the cut. Neither will, great story from a couple years ago, Michael Block, the PGA Pro. He is at 15 over, +11 today.
Do you know who my favorite golfer in the top 5 is right now?
Let's see if I can guess. In the top 5, is it? Nope, it's not him. The top 5. Is it Jonathan Vegas?
It's Thorbjornsson.
Oh, Michael Thorbjornsson.
Thorbjornsson.
From America, weirdly enough. Matthew Pavon. France's Matthew Pavon is in second. Aaron Rye from England. That's an international outlook. Hey, here's Alan Stiles in a nice throwback Giants logoed polo, buttoned up all the way to the top with the silver chain on the outside. Yeah, look at you.
Ready to go.
Ready to go where?
Well,
just for the weekend,
well,
the series?
Yes. I'm calling it the Battle of I-80. Is there a better name out there?
That's what we were talking. Yeah.
The Battle of I-80 is what.
Can't be Bay Bridge anymore.
No. Even though we had to tell Kyle that you can get to San Francisco from 80.
You didn't know that?
He's from San Diego.
Okay.
Chula Vista, But I had to wear it because, I'm doing my thing at Sutter Health Park. River Cats play tonight as well. And, we've been following the A's, and you'll get the text messages. Hey, on the text line, hey, talk A's. And I feel like we talked a decent amount of A's, and we're going to do that again today. But I gotta let everybody know what it really is. Ever since I went to my first Giants game and JT Snow hit a home run.
JT Snow.
The first Giants game I ever went to, I don't know, I was maybe 8 or 9. And then I saw Dusty Baker leave on a Harley. This is my team.
Oh, JT Snow. Somebody used to hold up a sign that said JT Snow is a fox. And every single time he'd hit a home run anywhere near that sign, Dwayne Kuiper would say JT Snow was a fox.
There you go.
Weirdly enough, I used to play golf a lot up at Winchester Country Club, about an hour north of us in Meadow Vista. And I remember being up there one time about to tee off, and somebody just casually mentioned that JT Snow had just teed off ahead of me. He's a member up there. I don't know if he still is a member up there, but he obviously has local ties. He's still here. I'm in my Giants hat. You're in your Giants shirt.
That's right.
That being said, you've had quite a few A's guests on this year. How many Giants guests? I've had 0.
0.
Yeah, so the A's fans need to chill.
What do you mean?
We've given far more love to the A's.
Sure, yeah.
Than we have the Giants.
What is
when A's fans say, Giants fans, you ever tell you, come on, the A's are local. You don't talk about the A's enough. It's like, bro.
Were they A's fans before they came to Sacramento?
That I don't know. I didn't go to dinner with them, but I'm just saying, probably, maybe, possibly.
Look, man.
I didn't put my chain on the outside though.
Do you have a chain?
I don't.
I thought I saw you with a chain before, but it was, like an older guy chain.
No. What would that be, like puka shells?
No, but no, that was when I was in 6th grade.
Yeah, same here.
Skinny, like a skinny chain. Like a dog tag chain, but not a dog tag chain.
Oh, I get though. Like the little.
I don't know that you would have maybe there's a cross on it.
No.
Something's on it though. Older guy chain, there's something on it.
I think the only chain / necklace I have worn, and God knows I can't even remember at least the last decade, was I picked up in New Orleans beads with the and then at the bottom they have the Sacramento Kings logo on it. They sell them for colleges and all that.
How'd you get those beads?
I showed I earned them, and then I'll wear them sometimes to Kings games.
Okay,
because it's just part of the outfit. It's like my wife has little Kings logo hangy dangly earrings or whatever. Everybody throws their King stuff on.
So do you have any jewelry?
I do. I have a couple watches. I have a wedding ring by my bedside that needs to get stretched.
What's the deal there?
About
when can you just stop wearing it?
No, I think you always wear it. The thing is, my wife
Dave doesn't wear his.
I'm just saying.
No, I do need to get it stretched because my finger's too fat for it through the years. I got the ring for $10 at a kiosk in Lake Tahoe because we had a shotgun wedding, and I've never. My wife has tried to. She's asked me many times. I don't want it. I'll wear that.
Get a new one?
Of course I don't. I don't care about it other than that has more meaning to me.
Sure.
I don't think guys need to upgrade their wedding rings. Just get it's just
you don't have to.
It's just a dumb.
But you're not upgrading. You're just getting one that fits.
Yeah. No, I'll get this one stretched.
You can get a new $10 one.
Fold them. Exactly. I want the same $10
How
one.
long have you been putting this off?
About a year.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. No. My wife has had her ring upgraded.
Yes.
She's on her final upgrade, but
you got to do that. We got to do that.
Well, the ring I originally got her was basically like a crumb of a really bad diamond.
Okay.
Like you had to like magnify glass it.
Yeah.
And then as we got older, I got her one that was decent.
Yeah.
It was actually a trade deal for a jewelry store here locally, but I could tell she wasn't into that. And then the final boss that she's wearing now, that's the one.
You sure it's a final?
Well, it better be. Kids in college. All right, celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Hey, looking to get married anytime soon? Nothing says marriage.
Put that ring in a donut.
Like a big box of Crumble Cookies. All right. Christopher Lyde in for Jason Ross on the birthdays. What do we got?
Well, you're lucky I'm not in this. On
Yes,
this
we
day
are.
today, Top Gun was released. What year?
I think 1980. I'm gonna be on it or miss it by a year. 1986.
87.
We have a correct answer. Carmichael Dave,
Thank you.
1986.
Wow, thank you. Shout out.
You earned that. You earned
I
that.
did earn that.
Happy birthday to Jason Ross. How old is Jason Ross today?
67.
Jason Ross. Funny, time does fly. I feel like we just did Jason's birthday.
I feel like we just did that putting contest.
Well, we did. Jason is 39.
I'm going to adjust mine. 53.
Dave is closest. He is 87.
Ha!
Happy birthday,
correct.
Jason
Well
Ross.
done, Jay Ross.
Happy birthday today to Danny Trejo.
Oh, Danny.
No,
Trejo.
I know.
Okay.
But it's just, what do we do?
Blood in, blood
I
out.
think he's actually old.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Danny Trejo is 80.
$78.
We do not have a correct answer. Carmichael Dave is closest, 81 years old today for Danny Trejo.
Then with a day over 70.
Today's birthday, Janet Jackson. Ms. Jackson, if you're asking.
Oh, gosh. She is in control. Great I did go to a Janet Jackson concert back with the Rhythm Nation tour. Really good.
Yeah, you've been really, it's a flashback Friday. I hopped in the car and you're just reminiscing. I'm thinking, are you retiring too?
Nah, Jason's gone.
I turned
Tom's
the car
retiring.
on. What is
It's story
where
time.
am I?
know. God, I think Janet's 60 today. I know she's younger than Michael.
59.
You know, there's a Michael Jackson biopic coming out in October.
Another.
Starring his brother Jermaine's son playing Michael. There's a lot of really big people in there. Yeah.
We have a correct answer.
Ah?
Alan Stiles,
Wow.
59 years old. And we will finish with, let's go with Pierce Brosnan.
Remington Steele. James Bond.
James Bond.
Briefly. Pierce Brosnan.
The other guy in Mrs. Doubtfire.
And then also, wasn't he in, what was it? The one with Rene Russo?
Yeah.
The something affair. Thomas Crown Affair.
Oh.
Remington Steele. Pierce Brosnan is 73.
Sorry, that golfer just smoked the tree and it ricocheted off. It looked like me on Sunday.
Yeah.
I got the charity golf. I need your help with that, Dave.
Okay.
Pierce Brosnan. He's, what'd you say, Dave?
73.
Oh, no. 69.
Dave is closer. He's 72 today. Those are your birthdays.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll do Friday Fun and Games. And right now, 1-800-920-1140. Enjoy a night of just a ton of laughs. First comedian to ever sell out Madison Square Garden 3 times for the same tour. Louis C.K. bringing his ridiculous tour to the venue at Thunder Valley on Saturday, June 14th. We want to send you and a friend to experience it. Alan, we are looking for lucky caller number 4 at 1-800-920-1140. Back with Friday Fun and Games next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Trade deals done with China and the UK. This means the trade war and its effects are over, correct? Not so fast, according to the Yale Budget Lab, who estimated that $4,900 purchasing power reduction could lower to $2,800 annually. Many of the tariffs have been delayed, watered down, or removed, but the tariffs have already hit supply chains and forced corporations to rethink their strategies. Ultimately, economists believe that consumers will still see higher prices in many areas. The S&P 500 hit a technical level, its 200-day moving average. When this level gets reached, it can be a major technical buy signal. Each time the market has hit these levels, the rallies continue, reaching new highs. The index has historically gained 8.6% on average over the 12 months following the achievement. The VIX, or the Fear Index, has also dropped from 50 in early April to a measure of 18 now. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic Wealth. Member FINRA SIPC. Osaic Wealth is separately owned and/or other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth.
Memorial Day celebration comes early at Elk Grove Honda. There's no need to wait for Memorial Day weekend to see, test drive, and purchase your brand new Elk Grove Honda. Civic hybrids, Accord hybrids, CRV hybrids, and Pilots, Passports, Odysseys, HRVs, Prologue EVs, and so much more. They're all available right now at attractive prices. Whether you're looking to own or lease and can't wait until Memorial Day, visit Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. We have the right Honda at the right price.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need. From reliable printers to high-performance copiers, we'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
With so many ways to warm up before golf, a group of university researchers tried to cut through the clutter. 24 low handicap players were split in two groups. The first group was instructed to hit 9 shots in a row with 4 different clubs that set targets. The second group also hit 36 shots, but in a random order. Maybe 1 shot with a driver, 1 with a 7-iron, another with a wedge, and so on. Then all the golfers from both groups hit 9 test shots that simulated the kind of shots they'd hit on the course. Results found that the group who practiced with randomized shots performed better than the first group. Well, that's one study, but it's probably important to note that rather than hit a bunch of shots with 3 clubs, you might be better off hitting different clubs to different distances. You'll have practice shots to different targets with different clubs, presumably just like you'll do on the golf course. Give it a try. What do you have to lose except a few shots on your scorecard? That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's going on for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event?
We all love employee perks, and nothing is better than getting the employee price. But we are going even further. Right now, you can save up to $16,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. Plus, with over 500 new Rams available, your perfect truck is waiting at Hoblet.
It's nice getting all the employee benefits without the work.
But with Hoblet, it's not just employee pricing. We are a 5th-generation family-owned dealer, and when you buy at Hoblet, you become part of the family. Plus, you get to experience our award-winning customer service. And remember to check out our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with nearly 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie after 3,500 factory rebates and 12,500 dealer discount, including employee pricing for all. Rebates may include 500 on the job upfit for eligible upfit. 5 of this net savings. Sample VIN 93559. See dealer for details.
We have finally made it to Friday.
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games
On the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, well, take care, Mark, in the chat. Mark is off to help a friend move. Good for him. I'm not a huge, unless the friend is like absolutely desperate. Hey,
Helping them move?
Yeah. Hey, can I get 8 hours of your time on a weekend for free? I'll give you some pizza.
Yeah, here's a bevy.
Yeah.
But, you pay it forward. I have a friend that we just go back and forth. And
yeah, if they need it, of course I will. But I always love how
they always need it.
The free no, but if it's somebody I know that either has people that can do it or can hire people, and they just are trying to sit on their wallet. If it's somebody that's like, young friend, whatever, people get, and then of course
but we're just paying at this point.
Yeah.
We're paying and then we're moving the little stuff ourselves.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's if you it's good if you can do it, but just don't come at me with like there'll be pizza. Like, dude, I can order a pizza and stay at home.
And then it's
not. We're not talking round table and mountain bikes. Okay, we're which is fine.
Then he can't pay his mortgage anyway.
I'm a Little Caesars guy. I'm a dime. I'm not judgmental. All right, Friday Fun and Games. No Jason Ross. Doesn't matter.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jason. Chris is just, if not more fun than Jason, and he's got today's activities.
Well, you see in front of you the alphabet, so it's time for A to Z. Alan's favorite game. Who would like to go first?
I think Alan should.
Alan, you want to go first?
I think Alan should pick. He's the guest.
I'll go first.
Okay, Alan. This is an easy one. In 90 seconds from A to Z, how many movies can you name?
Austin Powers.
Not all at once.
Big Lebowski.
Okay.
Crash.
Wow.
Dune. Excalibur.
Oh, you're killing it.
Fairy Time Pass. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
Hellraiser. I Am Robot. Jerry Maguire. Kill Bill. Love Lost. Money Time.
Love Money Time. Better than Moneyball.
Netflix has movies.
Yeah.
Pass. O.
Ooh, love O.
I love O. Big.
Precious. Quail. Quinn.
Medicine Woman.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, well done.
Super Size Me. Trailblazer. Undertaker.
Just started naming things at the end there. You skipped on F and N, and I gave it to you. You said I Am Robot when I think you meant iRobot.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. Great one with
wonderful one.
Yeah.
With Will Smith.
the Stealth. It was
It-
just randomly on
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
Oh,
Oh, it's a great movie.
It's a great. It's sad, but
I
it's a
love that
great
movie.
movie.
It's a sad movie.
I did what I did, and that's all you need to know. From here on out, I say nothing.
So I did pretty good.
You did pretty good.
All right, Dave, you're up next.
Yeah, you're up next.
You're up next. Hey, you're up next for
You're
you.
up next for me.
We are going to give you in 90 seconds how many TV channels can you name?
What? Apple TV, Bravo, Cinemax, Discovery. I'll skip E for now, although I know that's easy.
Wow, that's pretty easy.
ESPN, thank you. Football, FUTBOL, Golf Channel, Hallmark. I'll skip I. J for I don't know. K. L. M. Movie Time. It's the old cable channel. NBC.
Oh, I remember at Movie Time.
O. P. Peacock. QVC. Are you going to S for Showtime, T for TNT, Univision, Viacom Networks, WNBC, X-rated Spicy Girls on Fire, YMCA channel, and Zoo TV.
I got to give you those last two.
Thank you. God, that was harder than I thought. I know I missed some obvious ones.
Well, the only one just for WNBA, I own. That's why
I watch that all the time too. That's what really sucks. All the time.
All right, that's going to be our last one, and it's for Kyle.
It's my favorite. They're my favorites.
Kyle, in 90 seconds, name as many baseball players as you can.
Baseball players. Okay. Aaron Judge, Babe Ruth, Christian Vasquez, Darryl Strawberry, Eric Andy Chavez. I don't know. F. Fernando Tatis. G. Pass. H. Oh God. Harold. What is the guy on MLB Network? Reynolds. I. Pass. J. Jacob Wilson. K. Jesus, come on.
It's Jesus.
That's true. Jesus Luzardo. K. L. God. M. Max Scherzer. Jesus. N. Nicholas Castellanos. O. Pass. P. Paul Skeens. Q. Hubert. R.
We would have accepted, let's see, Gary Gaetti.
Greg Vaughn.
Kelly Downs, former Giant pitcher.
I wasn't expecting to say this. Allen won Friday Funny Games.
That's right. Ken Waldachuk.
What was?
Yes, of course I missed that one.
What's in I? I feel like it was I.
Ian. He was
Ian Desmond.
Or Ian Desmond.
He played on the Rangers for a long time.
Luis Gonzalez. Odubie McDowell for O. We would have also accepted Inigo Montoya. You killed his father, prepared to die. Princess Bride, nobody. What's coming up on your show, Alan?
Dave.
Oh, Alan, talking garbage.
Oh, yeah, what's going on? Why is Whitey texting
you? You said to them, apparently, that I said the Kings are in the worst position.
No. I said that you were arguing with someone on Twitter that they were.
I said are they in the worst position in the Western Conference? So you're almost right.
Okay, but yes. I never said on the air. Dave said,
and then I came on, and then it was
and then I saw that you came on, and Whitey texted me. He said Dave said he never said that. I said I didn't say Dave said that. I said Dave was arguing that he said.
Okay, we solved it. All right,
he didn't say it. He was just arguing.
He didn't say it, but he was arguing that he would want to say that.
For Jason Ross, for Chris Verlaud, for big fat liar Alan Stiles, he'll be lying to you for the next 4 hours,
probably,
along with Kyle Ledbetter. Have a great weekend, everybody. Please be safe. We want to see you on Monday. Love you all. Bye now.
On the move,